This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Hello, everybody! Welcome to that One Piece Talk. My name is Larry.
Lawrence. Seb.
And I'm Hidden.
And this is that One Piece Talk, where we talk One Piece. Woo! Let's go!
Let's get it.
Yo, bro, I am so happy for this episode, not only because of the chapter was amazing, but it's because we got our boy Hidden in the building. So everybody, please throw a bunch of W's in the chat for Hidden, please. It's an honor to have you in here. Like, again, man, I feel like if I could have you, Par, and Mosh here on the show more often, we'd be a better show.
No, you guys are great already as is.
I know,
man.
I'm just trying to hype you
No,
up.
we got all right, I was gonna say you already got fried enough takes to keep it alive on your own, so you didn't need my help.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for having me here, man. I gotta say, like, every time I come here, you guys are always, the most welcoming, friendly people, among the friendliest people in the entire One Piece community, from what I met. So I'm just, this is my pleasure, man. I'm happy to be here. So this is a great time.
I love to see Hidden for a couple reasons. One, I remember when Larry first put me onto your channel, he was like, yo, this dude figured out devil fruits. Like, he did it. Like, you got to see this. And I was like, all right, well, I'll see. And I was mind blown by the content. So I was like, yo, this is fire. And then when we met in person, I was like, yo, he's actually dope in person too. And then he ripped me about my takes about rap and One Piece. But we can get into that later.
I prepared some adjustments to your list.
Oh, adjustments
for today. I made some adjustments.
Okay.
I have a couple things I would have changed around. I do actually. I came around on some things though, like Jay-Z Whitebeard. I came around on that. I accept that. Mm-hmm. I'm cool with it. But there's some, like Shanks, I'm gonna have to. Well, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that. But.
Yes, so I just wanted to say thank you, Hidden. Also, for everybody that's out there watching us for the first time, this is the Hidden Island. He's been one of our favorite content creators for a minute now. And like Sebastian said, when I first showed Sebastian some of his content, specifically my favorite video of his, no matter how great he continues to be, the Devil Fruit Theory video, which he was basically on point until like this day.
It's still
It's
viable.
still relevant. So it's like,
thanks, homie.
Just super happy to be here. Also, you brought a gift last time you were here, and you gave the buggy gift, which was a little disrespectful. I'm not gonna lie, but since you hit 20K, sir, I actually got you. I don't know if you like sweets like that, but I said, yo, I'm gonna get. This is what I would want. So
why is this what you want?
60 Rice Krispie treats.
60 Rice Krispie treats.
You didn't have to do that. Thank you.
Yo, listen, man.
60 Rice Krispie treat bars? Are you kidding me?
You hit 20K.
Thank you.
Well deserved, my friend. And I was like, listen, I gotta get this guy something this time. So, congrats, Hidden.
No, man, thank you so much.
Well deserved, man. How do you feel after touching the 20K mark?
To be honest, I don't really feel much different from when I hit the first 100. It's been a progressive grind, but like I'm not too focused on. Everyone was asking me, like, are you going to do another big stream when you hit the next milestone? And I've just been thinking about it like, it's just another number. We're just going to keep making content. I've been enjoying everything that's happening. That the number itself doesn't really make that much of a difference for me. It's just like the people and the community and all that stuff. I know it's a corny answer, but I really haven't been thinking about it that much. That's why I didn't make a big thing out of the 20K. I just kind of, people said congratulations. I was like, yeah, thanks, guys.
Yeah.
But for you guys, you hit the first 5-digit number, which I think is a big milestone. For me, the next big one will be that, when you get that sixth digit. So that's why, I'm kind of like just chilling with the 20, but you guys hit the big 5 now. You're at 10K officially. So let me return the congratulations. I honestly wish I had like,
you can just
big
give me
box
one
of
of
like,
them.
give me one of these in return.
You just give me one after it's over. The show's over.
No, but congrats to you guys too. You guys have been grinding. I mean, we've been doing this, about the same amount of time, and it's been a pleasure. Honestly, it's an honor to grow with you guys, and I really respect everything that you guys have been doing. So
thank you so much.
Well earned 10K.
Thank you so much for the kind words. Like Hidden said, I wasn't gonna make a big deal about it because I think of things as like we're gonna just continue to grow and be the best. And once we finally step into the realm of the Yonkos, that's when I'm gonna look at you and be like, yeah, you need to give me my respect. So, yes, we did hit 10K. I do want to say thank you to everybody. And thank you to our friends. You know, we kind of did this without like helping hands. And the only people we've ever like collabed with was, you know, the most quality of content creators, which is you, Parvision, and Mosh.
Hell yeah, man.
We collabed with IMD King after we met at Comic-Con, and King Recon, who are amazing as well. But after that, we really never did anything with anybody else. So just to touch this milestone with just the amount of sheer hard work and, you know, content and love from, you know, our you know, people that we have surrounded around us, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to Par. Thank you to Mosh. And also thank you to the community for just loving us.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys have anything to say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be as humble as you, man. We hit 10K. I was hyped. I was out of town. I was on my way down for a trip, and I was on the road, and we hit 10K, and I was like, yo, that's fire. I gotta call Larry. I gotta hit him up. So when we touched the base, I called Larry instantly. I was like, yo, congrats, man. It was a huge, great feeling for me. To hit 10K, because I know how hard we've been striving. I know the work that this man here has put in to getting us there, and we're already at 12K. So
really,
yeah, man, it's awesome.
My goodness.
Listen, new goals, new aspirations. 20K by May. That's my goal.
Yeah.
All right, if we could get that, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Also, Chestnut. I forgot to say Chestnut. That's my girl.
Yeah. Shout out to Chestnut.
My bad. Yeah.
Shout out.
Can't forget Chestnut.
Yeah, but it's been
I just
great.
feel like she's already a part of TOPC. That's why I didn't say Chestnut. We do a chapter review every week.
That's true.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun, man. Definitely a hard, long grind to get to that point. But
yeah,
like Kobe said, man, job not finished.
Job is not finished.
Job is not finished.
How about you, Law? Anything you want to say?
Nah, I just appreciate the support we get.
Yeah.
Honestly, like I said, we share a lot with One Piece. We love it so much, and to be able to take this journey on with the people we've been able to do it with, has been honestly awesome. And especially the ones who've been with us since we started. Yeah. And how we keep getting, like, they love talking to us about One Piece and everything and sharing with it. That's just awesome. Like
back before our logo was a skull. It was just a smiley face.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like how much changed?
I don't think I was here for that.
That was a long time.
Yo,
ago.
I know the chapter. It was chapter 1015 when we started our first episode. Yeah. And it literally was like, it just wasn't this. It was like a smiley face or something like that.
Did one of you guys draw this? I was always wanting like put that together in the logo.
I had somebody on Fiverr
really
create this. Yeah.
Whoa.
I told them the name and I said, here's a bunch of manga panels that I want. And then they just put it together and they just added everything.
He made sure that Anel was in there somewhere.
I did. I did. You can't see it, but I did. But yes, everybody, listen up, man. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't liked the video already, please like the video. Hidden's description of this video, you're going to find all his links. You're going to find his Twitter link, and you're going to find his YouTube link. So if you want to subscribe, which you should be subscribing to Hidden, please do. It's in the video description below. Also, I know that we got some new memberships while we weren't live. I want to say thank you to everybody that has done that. Also, I want to shout out to a couple things before we start the show, because it's just so much. I'm going to probably most likely be canceling tomorrow's episode for OP Scans' interview, because I have something way bigger coming next week, and that's going to be crazy, so look out for that. Wednesday, we have Sebastian's Davies Dark Tournament, episode 27. That's going to be great, because now we're no longer in the first rounds of the combatants. We're going into the second round, and it's been some long conversations, but overall they've been extremely great for the community. Thursday we're having mod night, and mod night is basically going to consist of all the mods in our Discord, and I came up with a interesting plan. And basically the plan is the mods are going to spin a wheel. The wheel is going to have a bunch of Yonkos on it. And whatever Yonko they land on, they're going to have to pick 5 people that are not alive, that are alive. That are alive. My bad. That aren't a part of their crews, that they're gonna have to pick to face them and beat them with. So
I like that.
So if somebody picks, like somebody has Luffy, you can't pick Zoro to fight him. You can't pick their first mates. So you can there's no admirals included in this either.
Ooh,
and basically it's like, yo, what 5 people you can bring into the show that can just beat this Yonko. Now, if one person is picked, somebody else cannot pick that same person.
Oh, you're making it real tough.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a snake draft as well. And that's going to be interesting. So that's going to be a lot of fun on Thursday. And then Sunday, we're throwing another Apex tournament, and the cash prize is going to be $200. So I want to shout out to everybody that joined the Apex tournament on Sunday that had a great time. We had, I obviously won the tournament. But basically, first place winners get $100, second place winners get $75, and then third place winners get $25. Since I can't give myself money, I just gave my teammates $50 each. So if you guys want to join that, we are going to be doing that again this Sunday. And that doesn't come from our pockets, but it comes from the super chats and the memberships that you guys provide. This is us finding another way to give back to the community in a healthy way. So I just want to say thank you always for giving us the opportunity to just do more things for you and also just to make things better and fun.
Yeah, and guys, I'm going to try to join that Apex tournament this time, and I'm going to be on Larry's team to make sure he doesn't win. I am dog water at Apex. So if Larry's able to carry me to a victory, y'all don't deserve the dub.
Yeah, no.
You're an idiot. All right.
It's true.
Anyway, is there anything else? No, I think we should just get into the chapter, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're also going to do super chats, but we're going to do phone calls at the end, all right? So I know that we're going to get a lot of super chats and a lot of stuff like that. We're going to do it organically when we can, okay? So right now, we'll do all the super chats and memberships and stuff.
Yeah, we got a couple super chats. We got one $20 from Campbell. At least I think that's how you say his name. It says 20 for 20K. First time catching live stream. Love y'all boys. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Campbell.
Yeah, appreciate you.
It's CMPBL. Like I think that's Campbell, right?
You could just be CM.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think Campbell works
it's
there.
Yeah.
That works there.
Appreciate it.
That's what I would say.
We got a super chat that I really love reading. It's from the true Toby, which I know is here because Hidden is here. What's up, Toby? $10. It says, unreal to witness the growth TOPT and Hidden have had. The only direction is up from here. Much love to everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
bro.
you so much,
Gang,
Toby,
gang,
man.
gang.
That's my guy.
Gang, gang.
I hope he's
Thank
wearing
you.
an Admiral suit right now.
Thank you.
We got another $10 from our guy James Hudson. It says, finally, some good One Piece takes. Welcome Hidden. Hashtag Larry has bad takes.
Yeah.
Don't ever let that hashtag die, y'all.
No.
Yeah, Hudson's such a cat. Thank you, guys.
Shout
Thank
out
you
to
so
Pig,
much.
man.
Anything else?
That's all we got for now, but thank you guys.
Yeah, hold on. I think I have one more person. He wanted me to shout it out, but give me 1 second because I know he did sign up for... Oh, basically he said, yeah, he joined the membership on YouTube and he looks forward to commenting on the live stream. Fingers crossed he gets to phone in and share his theory on why Blackbeard went after Boa Hancock. We know why, bro.
She bad, bro.
Yo, she bad.
What are you talking about? We
like,
did get
yo.
another $2 super chat from Ryunosuke.
I
It
felt
says-
those vibrations.
It says, yo, hard to catch streams these days. What's up? What's up, Ryunosuke? Always good to hear from you, man. And then we got another 20 euros from the broker. It says, hi all, found your channel a couple of days ago, and I've been working my way through your videos nonstop since. Hoping to call in from the UK and give my best Blackbeard theory. I guarantee it will leave you reeling. Thank you so much, broker. Is that who you were talking about? Just
Yes.
Okay.
Marv, we can get calls from the UK. Yeah, international's fine. All right, cool. Yeah, international's fine. And then we got another one.
Yep, we got another one from Tainted Marth. Tainted Marth. 5 euros. It says, who is the Hidden Island guy? Just from looking at him, I can tell he's a top content creator. Keep
you,
rocking, guys. All of you are fire.
Appreciate it, man.
That's sweet.
Oh,
That's
man.
sweet. Yeah, that's sweet. All right, let's get into this chapter. Everybody
Yes.
wants to know what we think about this, so let's just do it.
It was mid.
It was mid. All right, so let's get it started. Chapter 1080 is titled The Hero of Legend. Before the start of our chapter, we have the cover story. It's featuring Kawamatsu and Hiyori enjoying origami. Did you guys have thoughts to share about the cover of this week or not? And we'll start with Hidden.
Thank you. Did I really have anything to add? I did notice in the cover story that they were, because they were folding origami cranes, right? And one of the most famous types of cranes in Japan is known as the toki, which is what the namesake of Lady Toki is. So right behind Hiyori in the cover, I believe in the cover story, you could see a crane like peering over. I think that's supposed to be a toki. So I don't know, that's all I can really add to that, but that was like a little bit of symbolism that kind of came out of that. But it is an artist request one, so it's not really tied into anything that's happening right now, but I thought it was pretty nice, nice little shout out, I guess, little hidden shout out there.
Yeah, good pun.
Yeah. It took me a while to come up with that one.
How about you, Law?
Okay, I see what you did there.
Honestly, nothing much really. Like Hidden said, it was a request. So I made me think of all right, Peace in Wano now under Momo's shogunship, but again, it's not really tied to the story, so we don't know when this is taking. If it's actually a thing that's taking place, but it just made me think of now, because at the end of Wano it said how Momo is going to govern Wano. It's going to be the best it's been in years, even I think better than what Momo's grandfather was doing. So this made me think of that.
Okay, what about you, Seb?
I like you, Larry. I didn't think too deeply into the cover. It, like Hidden said, it's a fan request, so I don't dive too deep into them. And this is why you have to follow Hidden Island, because I would have never known that. The Toki and the crane, I blew past this in seconds, bro. I'll say two things. I did like that it was Kawamatsu and Hiyori, because they have that history where she left for a time and he didn't see her, and he was going through the turmoil of what's happening to her. Seeing them vibing together that is cool. But that little bird, the art bird, the origami, reminded me of Kanjuro. And that's such a negative thing. But I think he drew cranes too one time. I was like, yo, yeah, I've always liked Kanjuro, even though he was a terrible piece of crap. But I like Kanjuro, so that's what it is.
I just realized now this is also the first cover story after the Vegapunk one, right? Yeah. After the Mads one, the Germa cover story's finally over with this chapter.
Yeah, it's officially
so that's another thing to think about is how many more fan requests we got until we start a new cover story. And then if the German one's anything to go off of, because that one was tying into the current events pretty hard, what's the next cover story gonna do, right? Because then that one's got to be that's got to be a Vivi cover story. It's gonna be showing Vivi with Morgans or something at the same time.
Because the thing is, we got Big Mom. We got a Yonko in the last cover story. We got Vegapunk in the last cover story. We got big things, bigger things than we normally ever get in cover stories. So I expect to get potentially huge things because we're in the end game. Oda kind of has to use them now to move the story along, like he did with Judge and Caesar. So I don't know. I think we can see something crazy. I have my ideas for what it could be, but I'll save that for later.
No, we saw it before, what Oda could have been or should have been doing, because he started in the beginning of One Piece, where he would reveal a lot through the cover story, and then instead of having the filler episodes be filler episodes, show in the anime the cover story what's happening there, because there's something too that shows up in even this manga now that we not really came in the cover story, but they reveal through this chapter. I'll bring it up later, but. Me and Lana were talking about it, where even reveals where we never saw them in the show, but until the cover story showed them first, and now we see them in the manga.
Yeah.
So for all you people who just watch the anime, I'm saying right now through the cover stories, you're actually missing a lot, because a few things that the anime doesn't give you because Oda doesn't cover them in the anime, just in the cover story.
Yeah, that is true too. I was kind of disappointed. I was disappointed.
Why?
Because Hiyori wasn't pregnant, dog. Listen, bro.
By who?
Zoro!
Oh
what are you talking about?
She could totally be pregnant.
They spent the night in that cabin. Bro, and you gonna tell me nothing happened?
How quickly do you think you start showing? She could very well be pregnant. That could be a stork.
Bro.
What are you talking about, bro?
That could be a stork.
Listen.
Really?
If there's anybody that's gonna have A+ semen, it's gonna be Zoro, right?
That's the first time I've ever heard.
But what I'm saying is that baby gonna be showing, bro. Alright? And Kawamatsu could probably smell something. I don't know, but he's a fisherman.
Jesus.
He's a fisherman, bro.
What are you doing, bro?
The pH is off, bro. I don't know, bro.
You know we're just on the cover story, right? You could have waited until we to turn it up like this. You could have waited until the chapter started. There was a lot of places.
Listen, I get it.
Cover we didn't even start the chapter yet.
I get it, bro. It's just. I was a little upset. I kind of wanted young baby Zoro to come through, bro. I thought that was the move. I thought that was the ship that we were all sailing at one point, but I guess not.
Yeah, I mean maybe Oda will bring him back for the final war.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe Baby Zoro's gonna come out and then join the fight at the end.
I had a whole next cover story question for a poll. I had to add pregnant Hiyori in there because you want something, bro. It's probably gonna win now.
Yo, bro, listen, bro. Wow. I'm just keeping it on buck. If y'all can't stand the real ness of me, bro, let it run. All right, anyways.
I have no words, bro.
Yeah, but all right, we got any more super chats?
We got a couple super chats.
Yeah. See what I gotta say now.
We got $5. I really don't know where to go from here. We got $5 from Red Hair Shankdom. It says TOPT for life. Thanks for all the hard work, guys. Thank you so much, Shankdom.
Thank you.
We got another 5 from Anthony's crew. It says, do you guys think the Straw Hats will break up or stay a crew as they get older? Did you guys catch the newest episode, Peak Zoro Sanji Dynamics?
No. I kind of boycott the anime.
I saw a clip of it on Instagram. It looked cool. I gotta watch it. I gotta actually watch that episode. I tend to tune in for the bigger, higher peak moments.
Yeah.
Was that I don't know where the anime's at right now. Is it up to the part where they're kind of doing the 2v2?
Yeah. So I believe the animated episode that Anthony is talking about is the Sanji calling Zoro saying, "Hey, if I'm not myself, kill me."
Yeah.
So I don't know how they did it, but apparently it's getting good reviews. So as far as the first question,
how are the other 20 minutes of the episode?
Exactly.
Listen, I haven't seen it.
Exactly.
I haven't seen it. I can't say.
Bro, I always say that people be like, "Yo, the anime is so good," and then they show you 30 seconds of it being good, and I'm like, all right, what about the rest of the episode?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, they show you 30 seconds. It gives
peak fiction, peak anime.
Yeah.
Are y'all gonna answer the first part of the question?
What was the question?
Do you think the Straw Hats will break up or stay together as a crew as they get older? You can pass it to Lawrence if anything.
Before the end of the story, basically, or
I think it's in the epilogue. Yeah.
In the epilogue, would they stay together? I think Luffy's kind of the guy that would, he's all about freedom, letting people do what they want to do. I do think a lot of their dreams, we don't know what Luffy's dream is, but presumably we know everyone else's. So everyone else's dream does have a kind of end point, and I think we're probably going to get to that end point for a lot of them by the end of the story. So what do they do after that? Are they going to go on adventures? Maybe. Maybe they want to go and do their own thing. Maybe they want to go back home. Luffy's not the type of guy that would stop them from doing that. So I could see them kind of going about their own life after it's all done.
Yeah. I agree too.
Honestly, I kind of feel like it plays a part if because if Luffy's still alive, I feel like he would. You're right. He's gonna let them do their own thing, but I kind of feel like he would want them all to stay together because he views them as family. Even how they react to going back to when Nami just got touched by that Jinbei sheriff was after Nami, pretty much he keeps attacking her, right? But even Robin, she reacted the way Sanji usually does when she got touched. So seeing how close they are, the only person that the dynamic is Luffy and Zoro, but they've always had the dynamic. But at the end of the day, they'll still fight for each other, So I feel like if Luffy's basically the glue that holds them all together. If Luffy, some people think that Luffy's gonna die at the end of it, kind of like Roger, he's gonna achieve his goal, achieve everything, and then die. I do see them kind of going their separate ways, but I feel like if Luffy's still alive, I think they're still because Luffy. I remember Luffy said to Kaido, as long as he's alive, he has an infinite amount of chances, right? But Luffy's a very an adventure-ridden person. As long as he's alive, to me, he's I have an infinite amount of adventures, So it's and he would want to experience that with his crew, and I think they'll be down to continue that adventure with Luffy as long as Luffy wants to, Because I kind of feel like even though Luffy becomes Pirate King, he's still gonna want to, if he's still alive, still want to continue this adventure with his Nakama.
Listen, Roger went to kingdoms and destroyed them because they messed with his Nakama. Yep. Then he bounced. Why not Luffy would do the same?
I think it could. I think it goes both ways, right? Because there's on some level, Luffy is supposed to parallel Roger. Maybe he does have them disband, right? But on another level, he's so much younger, and the way the crew is, this is literally their family now.
Yeah.
So it's like, would they ever want to leave from Luffy if there was no need to? Roger knew he was going to die.
Mm-hmm.
If he knew he was going to live for
That's true.
like decades, like would he disband under those circumstances? Roger was like, okay, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die to start this new era so that somebody can find One Piece. If Luffy isn't doing that, I don't know. Like I go both hands with it.
Yeah.
Because Oda's already drawn the Straw Hats aged, so it's like, are they still in the crew in these situations? And I try to look at the positive future, and it's like, though all those people could still be pirates.
Yeah.
From what I saw. So they wouldn't be pirates under other captains, or I guess I think one of them was like Usopp was a captain or whatever. But I just I don't know.
Let me raise you this. How about just the nature of the story being about inherited will and passing the torch on to the next generation? If there's a way that I see an epilogue playing out for the Straw Hats, is them finding their own protege and then passing the torch on to the next generation. And that's how it would leave it. Like, it would end in an open-ended way, where you have every one of the Straw Hats, all these characters we've been following, and all of them passing it on to the next generation, just like it did for them at the beginning of the story. Just like how Luffy got the hat from Shanks, maybe Luffy gives the hat to someone else at the end, and that goes across the board for all the Straw Hats. Sanji has a little smart mouth shit in his kitchen that's cooking the food, and they're roasting each other. You could have something like that, and it doesn't have to lead into Two Piece or anything. It could just play to the message of the story, that it's like, it's inherited will is something you can't stop. That's a power that's always going to exist. Even you replace the world government, you're just replacing them with something else. It's a cycle. So I could see that being the reason why they don't stay together by the end of One Piece. They all find the next generation. They all do their own thing. That's my biggest reason.
I think Sanji would definitely pass down that dress he got on Kamabaka Island.
Oh my goodness.
Right? He definitely has to dress that.
They
he
need
has
to know.
pass that down, bro.
They need to know.
Yeah. Next.
Yeah. We got one second. We got a membership to Nakama status from Campbell. Thank you so much, Campbell. I believe he did say it was correctly pronounced, so thank you so much. And then we got another 5 gifted memberships from Campbell. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, bro.
Appreciate it. He said this was his first stream.
Yeah,
awesome.
welcome. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much for doing that.
With a bang, man. Appreciate that. We did get another $5 from Anime Allen. It says, One Piece and shonen villains get weak fast. Look at Croc, Doffy, Cat, fodder now. Wow. Do y'all think that time will come when Kaido starts looking weak?
Yo, Anime Allen, I respect you, bro, because you've been rocking with us for a minute, but that was disrespectful. What?
Yeah, I think there will.
It's funny because I have a friend of mine who thinks that because he thinks that Luffy's gonna start like scaling up even more, like start pulling away from a lot of people, and he said that he believes the same way Luffy started looking at Rob Lucci, that next time by the time if Kaido comes back, if Kaido comes back, right, that when Luffy's gonna see Kaido and Luffy's gonna smile and Luffy's gonna get so much stronger by then, and that he's gonna be like, treat Kaido the same way he treated Rob Lucci. Like, yo, you can't beat me, bro.
I don't like. What's the need? Like, what do you gain from that?
I don't agree with I don't think Kaido's gonna have a Rob Lucci moment, but I think there's gonna be a part of the story that puts it in perspective. Because think about it right now. We're in the we're just coming out of the Yonko saga, right? We just dealt with the realm, the level of the Yonko. We're just coming out of that. Next, we got to deal with the Void Century stuff. We got to deal with the world government. They have not been maintaining power over the world for 800 years with Kaido level people in their organization. It does not cap at Kaido, as far as I'm concerned. If it did, Kaido would have given them a lot more pressure. The world government wouldn't have had as much of a chokehold for 800 years. There would have been plenty of Kaidos that came up, Nolans, people that are like so ridiculously strong for their time or whatever. Big heroes, adventurers, but it's never happened. We've never had anyone take down the world government in 800 years, and we got to stop and ask ourselves why that's happened. Well, what do they have that prevents that from happening? We saw Leloucia get vaporized in one blow. We were losing our minds when Kaido shot a laser beam at a mountain, at a castle on a mountain, blew up a castle. That was crazy. Now we have dudes dropping laser beams on entire islands and vaporizing them out of existence instantly. And that's only the little bit of power that we've seen out of 𝐸𝐴 by this point. We don't even factor in the ancient weapons. By the time we're at the end of One Piece, it's not going to be a story about Yonkos fighting other pirates for the Yonko title. It's going to be about the sun god, something about the sun god prophecy ending 800 years of suffering with the strongest power on the planet. This is going to make Kaido look small. I'm sorry. There's just no way Kaido looks like a threat by the end of this story. It just doesn't happen. We have a dude right now, Blackbeard. He's about to get... He has 2 devil fruits already. He may even have more. He may be looking to get more. I don't know. It's
and he'd still get bodied. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
Man.
Like, no, I get you on the end game part of what One Piece will eventually be and what Luffy has to surmount. But when it comes to just... When Luffy just sees Kaido at the end of it and goes, okay, I'm going to look at you as if you were a 𝑍𝐴𝐽 right now, that's a big no. I agree with Hidden in terms of aspects, but that's outside the realm of his own being, right? Like, that's outside. Like, all these ancient weapons are outside the beings of these people. It's like, I think that question more or less is just saying, like, will he look at Kaido eventually the same way he looks at 𝑍𝐴𝐽 right now? And I think that there is no way in hell that Kaido deserves this type of disrespect. Kaido, oh my God, I say it every episode. Yo, Kaido really went that hard, like to the point, like Luffy mentioned him 5 times during Egghead. And I still don't think he would beat Kaido. Like, we've talked about it, but
yeah, I mean,
it's like, it depends on your interpretation of what Kaido was during that arc. If you think he had more in the tank or not, if he was holding back or not, if he wanted to be defeated by Joy Boy or not. All these things come into effect. And I think that it's always going to vary on what you think it is. And to me, y'all bugging.
I mean, this is recency bias at its finest.
No,
this
it's
is
not.
recency bias at its finest.
No.
Because look at this, man. This is like I remember last time I was on here, we were talking about Rob Lucci and whether Rob Lucci, if he comes back to Egghead, is he going to be able to hold his own? Is he going to be stronger than where we left him? The dude awakened his zone. We didn't even see Kaido awaken his zone.
Come on, Hidden. You're smarter than that.
I'm not saying Rob Lucci's stronger than Kaido. I'm just
I know
saying that
that
last time when I was saying that, look, this guy had time to train, he had time to get stronger, and then that's exactly what happened. Because
that's not exactly what
the
happened.
man awakened his fruit. He didn't have an awakened fruit before he got busted.
We don't know how he did that. Hidden.
I know. I'm just saying. It's like, look, I'm just saying. Time passes, things change. We expect things to be the same as we left them. We expect in 2 years from now, we're going to be thinking about Kaido the same way that we thought about Kaido in Wano. We're not going to be thinking about it that way because you know who we're going to be talking about in 2 years? We're going to be talking about the dudes doing Galaxy Fist. We're going to be talking about
bury the lead.
Shanks, like Shanks with one arm is fighting like Gold Roger. We're going to be talking about Gold Roger when we get the flashback eventually. We're going to be talking about Rocks when we get that flashback. Who, by the way, Kaido was the errand boy for Rocks. So if we want to talk about that, let's see how. Okay, I'm just saying,
Chopper
eventually
not the Arrow Boy, bro.
we're gonna have so many characters that are gonna make Kaido look small that we're not gonna be able to help but think of Kaido as small. I don't. If it's between him and Garp right now, I got my money on Garp. The Galaxy Fist was impressive. That was impressive.
Listen.
That was a Whitebeard punch without a devil fruit. that was crazy.
We're gonna get there, Hidden.
Yeah, we'll get there.
But I'm gonna keep it a stack. Y'all need to stop disrespecting Kaido.
I didn't even get my take.
So insane. Yeah, but we gotta go. We gotta move on.
Yeah.
All right.
We got one more super chat. It is in line with what we're trying to do. $2 from Ryunosuke. It says, love this pre-chapter banter, but page 1 is lonely. Let's get into the chapter, y'all.
Yeah, okay. So we head to Pirate Island full of lead in the New World. We see the pirates are running wild with Kobe's bounty poster from the Cross Guild and discussing if they should take him out or get their reward from them. Normally, Navy captains are 1 star, but Kobe's is a 5 star. Then we see the skull of Full of Lead talking and moving its mouth. It tells someone that slaves are escaping and it could feel them breaking out. Some pirates ask if they could take them out take Kobe out to Pizarro, and Pizarro says no. Next, we see Kobe carrying his cannonball, and he tells his other prison mates that they should hurry. The slaves yell out, "Thank you," and he could have escaped by himself if it was just him, but he was saving them too. Kobe then wants to act as a decoy, so he leaves. Then we see Shiryu, who has the clear fruit, and Avalo Pizarro, who has the Io fruit. Pizarro is within the floor. Shiryu tells Pizarro he should have grabbed the slaves and Kobe, but Pizarro doesn't want to hear Blackbeard's mouth since he'll destroy everything. Then we see Vasco Shot, who has the glug fruit, and he asks, can he just go and just burn the whole town down? Pizarro yells out that Vasco Shot cannot do that because Blackbeard will once again get mad. Then we see San Juan Wolf, who has the huge fruit, and he's sleeping. Kobe starts to move and Geppos away so the slaves can escape. What did you guys think about this scene? And we'll start with Seb.
All right, so I like this scene a lot. Anytime you see the Blackbeard Pirates, I love it. They're a real pirate crew. I like seeing them interact in that light. It's good to know Kobe's got a 500 million berry bounty. I thought that was great. It's just, he's like, everybody has their own interpretation of where Kobe ranks as far as Marines and how strong he actually is. But it's good to see, like, he's 5 times the worth of a normal captain just because he has this hero title, even though the hero title itself is, like, mired in, like, some Blackbeard stuff. So it's just funny to me. I thought the talking island was great, right? So Avalo has this devil fruit now, right? And, like, it was weird when I first read the chapter. I didn't understand what was happening. I was like, did 𝐵𝑝HIVE always have, like, was the skull's mouth always open? And I was like, oh, it's talking. He's talking to everyone via the skull's mouth. I thought that was hilarious. I didn't realize it when I first was reading it. Kobe saving people, he's doing what Kobe does. Like, he's going out of his way, putting himself in harm's way to try to save people. I like it when One Piece characters emulate who you think they are in the story, like, even more so. And I think this chapter is, like, Kobe to a T. We'll go more into that a little later. But overall, Avalo having this island fruit, it made me think of the fact that Shiryu has the clear ability, right? And, like, it was some conversation in our Discord about Zoro and Sanji's opponents. And I dropped my video on 6eb about who I thought Avalo was fighting, and I thought he was going to fight Sanji. I feel like I might have gotten slightly more evidence with this because the whole thing about Shiryu being Zoro's opponent and having the clear fruit is something that Sanji had, right? Like, that was a part of it. Like, he would have to face off against something that Sanji can do. And that no matter what Sanji was capable of, even with his raid suit, Oda would always write into the story that Zoro was capable of countering it. So that when he fought Shiryu, he would automatically be able to show the reader that he would still be able to defeat Sanji, right? That's part of the thought process. Obviously, Shiryu is Zoro's opponent, whatever. With Avalo, I had different reasons, but Oda could also be playing up the fact that he has a very similar fruit to what Pika had, and that's a previous Zoro opponent. So, like, I like that little back and forth there. I also started leaning at Vasco with his drunk fruit. He's ugly, you know, Sanji opponents tend to be food, etc. I don't know, it was interesting. The interaction was interesting. Sanwó and sleeping was funny as hell to me. But I didn't have much. I just like seeing Kobe interact with the people, and that little thing always triggers me. Like, I'm always thinking of who the Straw Hats are gonna fight. Yeah. Them being together in that light and that thought process just kind of returned to me. So I don't have much more to say. I'll let it go to Lawrence or Liam.
Yeah, Law.
Now, yeah, honestly, I didn't have much on this one because we're just getting the start of it. Just the way the pirates were talking was a little confusing to me because they said, like, they had, like, for this one it says, I've got my money on him winning straight up. Like, they're talking about who's fighting, but they're talking about also Kobe's bounty, you know, like what they're going to get from Cross Guild. But then he says, I have my money on him winning straight up. The payout is huge. So I was like, Kobe against who? Like, who are they talking about Kobe fighting against? So I was like, I got confused on there. But I was also questioning, I didn't understand why Kobe had such a high bounty because he's the captain. And again, he's making waves as maybe they put a market because he is, you know, he's been trained by Garp. I don't know how many people would know that. Like, how would they have that intelligence into the Marines? But I guess maybe the Rocket Port incident shot him up. Like, he's not a normal captain, you know? But I was thinking ahead, like, because Kobe, we haven't seen much to be fully impressed by him because we haven't seen really anything at all. But obviously the world Oda-chan telling us that people see Kobe and they see more than just the basic level of a captain. That he's even a 5-star, which is I think their highest star ranking in the gold. You know, so I don't know what they have placed at, for example, vice admirals or even admirals in the Cross Guild. You know, but Kobe right now, that's all the stars. He's ranked up with them. I don't know how the Cross Guild does their ranking. You know, so but the fact they have Kobe there, I thought that was interesting. Maybe we'll see more when we get more into doing of how they do the rankings across Guild. And that skull, the yapping, like going up and down yapping, is hilarious to me because I thought of Pika, like, abilities too, but we haven't seen Pika do. It's mostly just a stone. It doesn't move. Like, he moves, but the mouth doesn't move. This one, he played a different aspect of it too, where you have someone who can take control of a whole island, because I think he even says too, where he can even feel people on his island. Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like pebbles or whatever on my left pec or whatever. So he could feel exactly where he was, where Shiri's like, yo, just capture them. You know? I don't think maybe it's new to him, the ability, because I feel like you should be able to control it enough where you could capture people without destroying part of your own island, which is you know? Yeah. So maybe, because you know how all the Blackbeards are getting new abilities, maybe he didn't have this ability beforehand, he just got it and he's still getting the hang of it where he still messes things up. You know, because you could be able to, even if you did destroy it, it's you could be able to restructure the island any way you want. Like how Pika was restructuring Dressrosa, the stone stuff, any way he wanted, you know? To their benefit. So, and just going into like it looks like everyone in Blackbeard's crew is going to have an ability. Like even like, for example, even the Wonsan Wolf, he was already huge because like, before they call him Colossal, so he's already a giant that ate the huge fruit, making him even bigger than normal. You know, so it's seeming like Blackbeard's crew is mimicking somewhat of like Kaido's crew, as in like almost everyone there is going to have an ability. Instead of like, you know, Kaido's crew was like smiles, but Blackbeard's crew is going to be real abilities wise. But yeah, I didn't really have much on here. I know we did the Straw Hat lineup. I think we kind of got a sample of that on Marineford Award, where Shanks' lineup crew against Blackbeard's crew, who we could kind of guess who's going to fight who, because some, you know, Blackbeard's crew are like no brainers, like who's fighting who in the Straw Hats, but others are like left more to like your best estimate. But yeah, that's all I have for now until we get in further.
All right, Hidden.
I have a little thing I was just thinking about. I thought it was pretty interesting, but you know, with the new bounties that we see like the cross-scale bounties showing up, and we got an actual explanation of how the stars equal. They equal treasure chests that are equivalent to about 100 million berries a pop, right? I thought that was interesting, and it kind of, we don't know if it's 1-to-1. We don't know if real bounties, like 100 million of like a pirate's bounty is equivalent to 100 million, like 1 star of one of these, or if there's maybe like you know, if the government has more money to work with, maybe they offer more money for even weaker pirates. So it's hard to power scale off of that. But I was just thinking about it, like if Kobe right now is at 500 million, let's try and think about how that relates to Luffy, right? Because Kobe is Garp's protege, as we also get confirmation of in this chapter. That means that Kobe is going to be to Luffy as Garp was to Roger, in a sense, right? So if that's the case, Kobe's kind of like chasing after Luffy. Where is he on this path relative to where Luffy was? Well, 500 million placed Luffy at, you know, coming out of the Dressrosa arc. What did Kobe just get done doing? He just got done fighting a warlord himself. So around the same time, Luffy was dealing with warlords, and the kind of like the fight with the warlord that capped off his whole thing against the 7 warlords with Doflamingo, that was like the 500 mil mark. We have Kobe coming off the stuff with Boa. That's the 500 mil mark. Now Kobe is in a Yonko's territory. He's stuck dealing with a Yonko. He's not going to fight Blackbeard. That's Garp's thing. So who's Kobe going to fight? He's probably going to fight a commander or someone lower on the tier list. What happened to Luffy after he got done fighting a Yonko commander? Luffy got the jump to the 1.5 billion. So right now we can assume Kobe is roughly warlord level, you know, I would say. He's around warlord level, and after this whole experience on Pirate Island, he's going to come out of it looking like Luffy came out of Whole Cake. You know, like a 5th Emperor sort of thing. Maybe he's going to get that jump to Vice Admiral. Maybe he's going to get that Hero of the Marines title that Garp got back with the rock stuff. Kobe's going to get something like that. And that's going to propel Kobe, like Luffy got propelled as the 5th Emperor. Kobe's going to come out of this, and he's going to have some sort of new heat. some sort of new fire. They're going to be talking about Kobe in the news.
Yeah. All right.
And then maybe he gets the Admiral later. Maybe there's going to be something else that happens.
One day.
One day.
That is his dream, so he better.
Virgo's still wiping him.
Shout out to the DDT. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I thought it was cool. I like the new reward bounties. Kobe definitely looks like Harry Potter because his glasses are on and he has the scar above his eye. And it's like the boy who lived. I like the talking skull. It just reminds me of like the Nightmare Before Christmas. I think anytime Oda digs in his bag to like these moments in our lives when we were children watching some of these movies, it just makes like it better. Like that's probably one of the reasons why I like Thriller Bark so much. It was because it's literally Nightmare Before Christmas. I love seeing Oda call back to some chapter 1 through chapter 10, moments that we've seen in the past where like Kobe says he wants to be the best Marine because Marines are like good people, and he's trying to emulate that even further, which happens later on in the chapter, but he's doing it as right now. Like he could have escaped, but he literally said, nah, yo. Like there's people that need my help. And then there was people that literally said he's a true saint. It's like Kobe kind of is the hero we all think Luffy to be. Where Luffy isn't the hero because he doesn't want to be. Like, Luffy's definitely escaped Impel Down, but didn't care about the consequences of people that escaped Impel Down that wreaked havoc on peaceful communities.
Still don't care.
Still don't care. So, and it's crazy that Kobe is basically just Luffy, but just a Marine. Like, if Luffy became a Marine, he'd probably be Kobe if he had that good mentality of, like, doing the right things for people instead of always doing it for the people that's in his Nakama.
Actually, I think if Luffy was a Marine, he's just Garp.
Yeah, he's just Garp, bro.
We just get Garp. I know that Kobe's like his protege, but I think there's some differences between Kobe and Garp personality-wise.
Yeah.
And I mean, we saw Garp entered in this. We'll get to it
later.
Yo,
can you say that?
I'm sorry. I'm just saying he's Luffy.
Spoiling the prize.
Yo, before we move on, two things I want to point out. One, shout out to Kobe getting 5 stars in GTA. That's dope. And two,
GTA.
Yeah, man, he's escaping and everything. And two, yo, how is Crossbill Guild paying this?
Again.
Crocodile.
How?
They have the money through the transportation services.
Bro, Buggy said he was broke.
He did say that.
I mean, look, it's bro.
He paid out $500 million?
Hold on, Seth. Think about this. It's Crocodile running the show. Crocodile ran Baroque Works before. That entire organization, what was Baroque Works? It was an organization of bounty hunters. That man, he already ran a whole crew where he had to pay people out on bounty hunting.
They were bounty
It's the same
hunters.
thing. It's the same. It's just Baroque Works all over again.
Yeah. So another thought I had with the Isle fruit, I know people were talking about like continent pullers. Maybe somebody that was a continent puller was actually had the Isle fruit. At a certain point, just because Oars doesn't look big enough, to be honest, to pull away a island to a degree that's like really heavy, right? Like the only person we've ever seen be able to do something like that was Shiki with his own devil fruit. He was able to lift islands themselves.
We actually just got a super chat in conjunction to that thought process. If you
we're gonna wait.
Right.
Yeah, I'm trying to finish. Thanks.
Hurry up.
Oh, I'm sorry. What am I supposed to? I couldn't talk. Anyway, Shiryu coming up. He's kind of like pointless to me, bro. Like Shiryu's the only Blackbeard pirate that seems important but just never does anything. He's always just smoking and looking somewhere else. And I'm just like, yo, when is this guy gonna actually like be useful except for the one moment in Impel Down? Vasco's shot just looks dope. He looks like the It Clown. And he's really about that life. When Boa Hancock was doing her thing, he was like, yo, like, can I have fun with her before we, like, are finished? And then now he's like, yo, let me burn down the whole... Yo, this guy's really just wakes up and just chooses violence.
Yo, he's a demon, bro.
He's a demon. Like, he really is. And it's really cool because I think this is the first showing of San Juan Wolf's huge fruit, is that he's blowing snot bubbles. And he's making the snot bubbles huge.
Bro, and Vasco's riding it.
And Vasco's riding it.
How?
So, I don't think... You know how Bonnie's fruit doesn't necessarily... No, Bonnie's fruit does work on herself. All right, never mind. But it just shows that he could probably even make Pizarro even bigger. If Pizarro's like, yo, I want to be a bigger island, and then San Juan was like, all right, bet, got you, and he just turns him into a bigger island. Like, that could be very disastrous for any pirate crew. Like, these two in combination are crazy. I think they could do anything.
Yeah, I'd have to see him use it on something else, though. I feel like that's one of those. That would be a crazy fruit to be able to use on other things. I mean, that might be an awakening situation if anything.
I was like, there has to be a limit.
Yeah.
Immediately. Like, you can't just, like, start making anything big.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of guys out there that are just like, yeah, I hope he touches me. But Kobe escaping is cool, you know. Kobe doing Geppo to get away. But he's also still trying to play the decoy, which is very nice. So I really loved Kobe so far in this chapter. But let's get to the super chats and then we'll ask the next question.
Yeah, we got a $5 super chat from our guy Soga King. It says Kaido's top 5 all time in the verse. Hidden is tripping.
Yeah, Hidden tripping.
It's okay.
Hidden tripping.
It's okay. We'll talk again in 2 years.
I'm with you, Hidden. I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, we got another $2 from Logan Dismukes. It said, trying to find it. Larry looks defeated was supposed to be the take, so that's what he wanted to say.
I'm never defeated. Ever.
We got another 2 months membership to Nakama status from our guy Lord Vegeta.
Thank you.
It says,
Lord
let's
Vegeta.
go. Shout out to Hidden the GOAT 100. So
Thank you, bro.
Shout out to Hidden, man. Glad you can be here with us.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. We got another 20 gifted memberships from our guy James Hudson. Thank you so much, Pig. We really
thank
appreciate
you so
it.
much for that.
For those of you that are accepting these memberships, enjoy all the emojis and things that come with membership
Yeah,
status.
can the chat throw some W's up for Pig, bro?
W's for
Just for
Pig,
doing
man.
that, man.
And we got another $50 super chat from our guy Joy Boy Mark. It says, hey guys, keep up the top tier content. My buddy and I have been talking. Do you guys think a previous user used the 𝐴𝐿 fruit to form the red line?
I literally just say that. I don't know about. I'll tell you this. Hidden probably has a better idea because he created the green line theory video.
Yeah.
So I would leave this to Hidden.
You know what's funny? Ever since I saw that drop the pizza theory, I don't know if you know about that one.
Bro, I saw your reaction to that. I was mind blown.
I'm done with the green line. Like, I can't even think about that anymore. I can't. No, because, like, that makes too much sense to me now. How the red line was made, well, I feel like whatever the answer has to be, it has to answer a couple things. It has to answer, one, the whole thing where Nami talked about how each one is, like, sectioned off into like their own climates. That has to get explained somehow. Like, if the red line was like pieced together, that has to get explained. So that's like it's like that detail, and then in my opinion, the other detail that has to get explained to us is, what was there before, because obviously the whales are stuck, right? So from the way the red line appears to us, it looks like the red line's in the way. It wasn't always in the way, but now it's in the way. So we need some sort of explanation for that. So the only thing that I can think of that answers both of those is that the red line was artificial, and I think that because it came from the ancient kingdom, which had a lot, or because it's been around presumably as long as the ancient kingdom, they had the technology to do crazy things that we can't even, we saw Egghead Island, we saw what it looked like. The inside of the red line, if I had to guess, is like high tech. Like you go into the red line and you actually like, where 𝐴𝐴 was going into the vaults and stuff. If you remember, the vault that 𝐴𝐴 went to, you could see all these like pipes and stuff coming on the wall. All this. How do they even keep it refrigerated in there? They probably got cryotech going on in the red line. They have all this high tech stuff going on in there. Is my assumption. I think that's what it's going to be explained by. I don't think it's the 𝐴𝐿 fruit, because, I mean, would that all be part of the island? Like, what's the red line? What's not the red line? I feel like the explanation has to be more of like a science thing. Like, they use technology to like change the continents and build this wall, and it has all this technology inside, and it changed the poles of the planet or something. But it's like all within the red line. It's not some. It wouldn't be as simple of an explanation as like a devil fruit did this. I feel like that can't be what it is, because then at the end of the day, pretty much everything in One Piece, all the biggest mysteries, we can just kind of say, oh, a devil fruit did this, an awakened devil fruit did this a long time ago. There's got to be more to that mystery, The red line's too important to be explained away by a mechanic that we've had in the story the whole time.
So, while I do agree with a lot of what you said, agenda piece always wins in the end.
Oh, that's fine. That's fair.
And low key, when I read that I'll created the red line comment, I think most people have come to the belief that the red line's destruction will create the all blue. And if Sanji's fighting Vasco Shot, it could basically just be another allusion to that. But that's me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also, it could be the work of two devil fruits, and we could have seen both of them in this chapter in regards to Sanwan Wolf and the elf fruit. I don't know how that would work, but you guys were just talking about it. Like, if you could do those two devil fruits together, that probably could create the red line. Maybe not one devil fruit just doing this awaken, but two awakened devil fruits, maybe.
I was thinking something too. The same thing that Hidden said. I don't think the Io fruit is explained correctly or at all. I think the fact that when we think about Pico, we just knew that it was like stone, right? Well, when we look at the Io fruit, San Juan is not in the island itself. He's in like the wooden floor beds of the housing that's there.
Yeah, he has like control over.
He kind of has like control over matter, essentially.
Not
like,
San Juan.
Not San Juan. Pizarro. Yeah, my bad. Pizarro. Kind of is just like he can form into anything. So, I mean, it's a very like this is where I said like not a lot of the Blackbeard pirates had impressive fruits to a degree. Like the strong fruit didn't seem impressive. The warp fruit was very impressive to us, right? Because warping, but the strong like the huge fruit and the Io fruit, those are crazy abilities. Those are like groundbreaking abilities when you think about it. Like, I don't know. Like, a part of me even thinks, like, okay, so an island has waterfalls on it. Can you just slip into, like, a waterfall that's, like, clean water and not seawater? Like, I don't know. It's too, you know.
I think the explanation might be as simple as he can just assimilate himself with whatever is attached. He can assimilate himself with the ground and whatever is attached to the ground. Does that mean he can become part of the water that's on the island? I don't know. I think it would be like, it's hard to, but like think of it like a human body, I guess, right? Like all the devil fruit users in the One Piece world, they have water in their body, but they're not getting, it doesn't cancel out their devil fruit, right?
Yeah.
It's like you're like 90 whatever percent water, is it 98 or something? I don't know what the number is. Crazy percentage of water makes up people. So
yeah, I'm 100 because I'm drippy.
Yeah, there you go. So if you had a devil fruit, you'd be fine though. That's what I'm saying. You'd be fine.
You're sure not even iron today, bro.
Yo, can you chill out? Can you chill out?
My bad.
But I wanted to mention for the island making the Grand Line though. But I'm thinking about, for example, we all know I'm pretty sure that's where the Celestial Dragons kind of like reside on top of the Red Line, right? But we all know before who lived there was the Lunarians. Right? And I don't know how far back that's going, but it may seem like it was ancient when they used to live there.
That's a good point, too.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was artificial, because to me I was thinking, all right, I could think of the world government trying to establish like separating support, like you would create a wall to stopping people to help align themselves with the ancient kingdom.
Why is it always a wall, man? Go ahead.
Because I'm thinking that what they would do is try to control it, but if it's always been there because the Lunarians lived there, I don't know how far back that goes, though. So I'm thinking they've been there and they said that they were wiped out, and it was kind of like a long ago where they talk about like they've been extinct or whatever. So I'm thinking, I don't know exactly where that places them in time, but if it was created there, I don't think the ancient kingdom did it. I think more like the world government do it to stop the ancient kingdom getting support from their allies, like the Shandorians or whoever, and also to kind of regulate, to control the seas. Because they've remained in power for 900 years, you would kind of need to control it. But if you had seas that all could just meet up any time without your say, without the Red Line to control, who goes out there by weeding out this and that, it's hard to control.
Divide and conquer.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but the problem is the Lunarians, they live there. I'm trying to think, how far back does this go?
Yeah. I will say one thing that I just noticed. You know how Sanji's whole character is like, he's like this huge horny guy all the time? And like his dream is to find the all blue. So I was thinking like he's trying to knock down walls.
I can't with you. Are you done? I need done now. I can't. I don't know where you even took that. It doesn't even.
Hey, you know what's crazier, bro? He like manipulates fire, right? It's because he always in heat.
I hope no one can understand what you're saying.
I was gonna make a burning joke.
Okay, I see what you
But
did
like,
there.
Yo, can you tell me it doesn't work out though? All right,
I don't want it to.
yeah.
I don't think I wanted to.
All right, go,
We
go.
got another $10. I don't know what that is. From Atlas 100, it says, "Hey TOPT, really enjoying listening to you guys and Hidden's opinions on One Piece. Also, what do you think about the different panels we got of Blackbeard this chapter? Possibly showing 3 different personalities or goals." We haven't really got to that
We're
part
gonna
yet.
get right into it. Next question, if we don't have anything else.
I think we did have
We have a few.
a couple. Yeah, we got $20 from Binks, but there's no comment. Next time, Binks, please.
No. He did comment.
Did he?
It's called Binks, and then we're supposed to thank Sake.
Oh, come
Sake
on, bro.
comes?
Come on, bro.
No, the song, bro. Are you on top or not, bro?
What?
Pause.
Well, Binks, thank you so much. Please leave a comment that we'll try to read if you had something to say. And we got another $2 from Joe Boy Mark. It says the ancient kingdom built it section by section, brick by brick.
I'm bricked up.
Oh my god.
What's good with you today, bro?
Yo.
What
Because
is
I
good
came
with
onto the
you?
show, bro. This
you
happens every
say that.
time.
This is Larry.
That's
Larry.
Yo, my
We're-
bad.
I came in. I
We
came
got
here.
2 more hours, bro.
Yo, I'm sorry, bro.
Before he even asked me how I was doing, he was like, "Hidden, your haircut looks so nice."
That's just jealousy.
It's been a long time, okay? It's been a long time.
All right.
Oh my god, bro. All right. Anyway, anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, Matt.
All right.
All right. So, we go into a flashback with Kobe talking to Blackbeard. Blackbeard announces he wants to turn Fullerled to its own country, one that is affiliated with the world government. Kobe says it'll never work. Blackbeard says he plans to use Kobe as a bargaining chip. Kobe then says back, it still won't work. I'm a member of Sword, bro. Blackbeard doesn't understand what that means, so Aokiji intervenes and says since he's Sword, it definitely won't work. You should think of Sword as a sailor who submitted their resignations. They can fight whoever without permission and can ignore whatever order they wish. They're wildcards. The Navy can cut them loose at any point. Blackbeard still denies the government won't like that. Their new upcoming hero, known far and wide, is taken out. He'll force the government's hand. Blackbeard tells everyone to keep him in chains. What did you guys think of this new information? And we'll start with Law.
To me, it's like I kept thinking it's like we're seeing a running thing with pirates. They're always trying to pretty much take hold of a kingdom. We seen first scene was Crocodile trying to do it, right? And then we seen, but he failed. We seen Doflamingo achieve it, but hold it for 10 years. And then we have Big Mom and Kaido who have it, right? And then now we see Blackbeard trying to attain it. So for some reason, like we have these pirates here who are like, they're trying to withhold, like, I guess, a kingdom or a country where they could operate out of. But it's not as if they want control of it completely. So it's like, if you want to be a pirate, that's kind of like the top. That's your main goal of trying to do it for whatever reason. And him trying to get this, where like where Blackbeard sees a vision, even though it's like it's not as simple. He makes it like I'm gonna achieve it, and it's like he kind of like downs the difficulty of doing it. Like it's just gonna go my way. Like I'm gonna trade in a battleship. I'm gonna trade in Bonnie for a battleship. You know, but it's just like, no, bro. Why would they listen to you for the battleship? But it's like, you know, and then right here, so the sword thing was Sword. In a way, I'm trying to still wrap my head around, because these are Marines who already sent in their resignation, right? So then it's like world government is like, all right, but they're your own. Like, you know, you're your own person, even though we're online with you. So how do you still level up? Like, you know, you're moving the ranks because technically you don't follow. You could disobey their orders. You don't have to get permission for them, right? You can kind of just do whatever you want. And then once you think of, Garp basically does that already. Why didn't Garp join Sword or be a part of Sword or be the leader of Sword? Because he kind of does that already, you know. But then also too, it's like, all right, but there are ones like the Navy could just be like, oh, well, we're not affiliated with them. Yet what we saw later on, Kobe's looked at as the future of the Marines. So I'm like kind of like trying to battle my head around like how does Sword kind of place here, because it also factors into why we saw on Wano the world government easily just attack Drake, because they kind of viewed Sword as a way, we're not affiliated with you. You know, you're Indigenous nation. I can kill you, no problem. Like the Marines are not gonna have a problem with it. Where technically, if you had the world government and the Marines fighting each other, that's going to be a problem. But if you're Sword, he's like, no, there's no problem at all. You don't hold a station in the Marines, even though you hold official titles like Kobe is captain, you know? So I'm just trying to wrap my head around that, how this makes sense and how does this help the Marines out of holding Sword? Yeah, I understand it for secret agency wise, it's perfect, you know? Like, no, that person's not a part of us. But you have people who legit, because like I said, like Drake, he was undercover as a pirate, so you wouldn't know that he's a Marine. Kobe, whose Sword, he legit raised the Marine flag. So, but he's part of Sword. I don't see how this works in your favor. You know, Drake, I can see why, because he's a secret agent. You know, Kobe, I don't see, and that's why it's being used against him with Blackbeard. It's like, he's your hero. You're gonna throw him away because he's part of Sword? Nah, this is the hero everyone recognizes that they trust in. Kind of like a mini Garp, so to speak. So I'm trying to still wrap my head how Sword, in the best way, how does it work out for the Marine Corps, business wise, and for their overall goal of justice. You know. And also, I had to think back at this flashback, because I was thinking at first I had to reread it a few times, where this took place, because I was thinking, this took place before or after his fight with Law? But then reading it, and then 𝐿𝐶 was here, this is really before he meets up with Law and his group. So Blackbeard's still not on the island, so he's either still fighting Law or they're finishing up soon. Hopefully, Oda shows us what's happening there, because we already saw the Kid and Shanks get kind of done. I want to see what's happening with that battle with Blackbeard and Law. And right here, we see Aokiji looking, he's full on in the Blackbeard crew, even explaining certain things. And I wonder what is going to happen here, because I still hold that talk with Smoker that Aokiji had, the whole true, he's like, I'm still me, you know? Saying still me, speaking to an old friend who served in the Marines with him, that I'm still me. I'm still fighting on the side of justice, right? Even though there's other ways to fight for justice. So to me, that talk with Aokiji had with Smoker is still showing that I'm still fighting on the right side, even though it doesn't look that way. So showing that what he has with Blackbeard, he has his own plans with agenda, and we should see it soon. But he's giving Blackbeard all the information he needs about what Sword and everything. But we'll see about that. And I think that's as far as you got.
When my name come up, Mark.
Hidden.
This is just, we're going to talk agenda. This is all just support for my agenda.
Me
this is
too.
all just support for my Monkey D. Dragon's Great Marine Conspiracy. Okay, so we have Garp. We have a bunch of new pieces that were introduced this chapter. I'll quickly explain the theory for those who haven't seen the video. But the basic idea of the theory is that two people, when Ohara was burned, two separate members of the Monkey family declared war because of the same event. They both declared war against the world government. Luffy shot down the flag right after the Ohara flashback, and right after the actual event, Dragon met with Vegapunk, talked about how he started the Revolutionary Army. So, what I was thinking about this event was that maybe it wasn't just two members of the Monkey family that declared war that day, it was three, and that Garp secretly had some sort of involvement in the starting of the Revolutionary Army with Dragon, where he stayed in the Marines, and Vegapunk, working with the Marines from then on, may have had some involvement with them as well. And the whole theory basically, at the end point of this theory is to say that Sword and Garp and everyone I think is involved in Sword is working indirectly with the revolutionaries and with Vegapunk, and the Seraphim are going to be used to turn against the world government. It's going to basically kind of be the Lunarians taking back their homeland from the world government on top of the Red Line. That's what I think is the setup. And the reason this chapter helped confirm that for me was because when I made that theory, I didn't have confirmation that Garp was in Sword. I didn't know what Garp's affiliation was, and it didn't get stated in this chapter outright, but it's really leading me down this path. I can't think of any other way Garp could be part of the Marines and not be directly involved with Sword, at least in some leadership capacity. I'll explain that in a second, but basically, the whole thing with this chapter taught me two things. It taught me that Garp happens to work with a ton of other people in Sword, that Kobe, his protege, happens to be a high-ranking officer in Sword, and now Garp, without a nameplate to designate which organization he belongs to, pulls up. He's basically the captain of this group. He's meeting with his kid with Kobe, and Bogart is there with him, and they're all having conversations and friendly little banters. And who do they talk about? Who is the first person that both Kobe and Garp talk about? It's Monkey D. Dragon and Dr. Vegapunk are both brought up in that conversation when Kobe and Garp pull up. So ever since then, I've been wondering, are they in some shit right now? Are they in something that we don't know about? And I think this is going to get revealed to us with this whole little arc right now. And that's how it's going to tie into Egghead. Because we have Egghead happening at the same time. We have Kobe and Garp and doing their thing on Pirate Island at the same time. I think some allegiances are going to get revealed very soon. I think Aokiji is going to play a big part in that too. And that's why this is all kind of getting explained now. What Sword is, what they're about, whose jurisdiction they operate under, and now we have Garp pull up and do something for once. So, you know, I feel like if there's any reason that Sword was founded, it was founded by Garp, a guy who doesn't like taking orders from the Marines, and he found a way, a system to get around that, to have Marines that are with him, that agree with his his form of justice. They can cast aside their title. They can put their title on the line and follow Garp and do stuff, you know, mess with the Yonko, do stuff outside of the realm of approval from the higher ups. And I think that's all gonna get, you know, tied up pretty soon in a nice bow. That's what I feel like.
All right, Seb.
All right, I have a couple of things I want to say. Lawrence, Hidden, y'all had some really great points. I want to echo some of the things you said and then not so much combat them, but just speak on them. But first things first, Blackbeard trying to secure a kingdom via the world government and trade instead of just yonkoing it out like Shanks and Big Mom and Kaido did is weak sauce. And I love Blackbeard, but what do you
say it for the people in the back?
Yeah, what are we talking about? You gonna trade Kobe for a king? Bro, just make it a kingdom. Y'all can't mess with it because I'm him. That's what every other Yonko has done. Whitebeard, that's what he did. Shanks, that's what he's doing. Kaido, that's what he did. What did people say? We ain't pulling up because Kaido's here. But you're making trades? I love Blackbeard more than most. But come on, son. That's weak.
Larry W?
Listen, I'm not saying it's a Larry W per se,
okay.
But the mentality is just weak. That's not a conqueror. You know what I'm saying? That I'm not even saying Blackbeard's not a conqueror or whatever. That personality that we got a super chat about, that one right there was not a conqueror. Trading pieces for what he wants.
Let him finish, bro.
Let me cook, bro. No, I'm playing. Number two, I think Aokiji's definitely in Sword. And I do want to say, he was trying to figure out why the hell Kobe out here potentially blowing his cover. What are you doing? Yeah. Why would you say that? He went, bro, what? I'm deep cover, bro. You trying to get me killed out here? I'm in the game. Like, are you serious? Like, he had to basically give this information because otherwise, what you mean, Sword? What's that about? And then it's, nah, bro. Kobe tripping. And this is what I mean. We got Kobe to a T in this chapter. We got the good part of Kobe and the dumbass part of Kobe. He's too honest. Why would you be talking about Sword with Aokiji right here? It's crazy.
He's like rookie mistake. You hate to see it.
You hate to see it. Beyond that, the Marines having Mission Impossible disavowed agents is fire. I love that as a development. It makes perfect sense. And this is what you were talking about, Lawrence, in regards to, like, why would they allow this, right? And this is where it kind of got mixed up in my head with what Hidden was saying. But so the Marines basically, when they appointed Akainu to be the fleet admiral, there was clearly division between people who were supporting Aokiji and people who were supporting Akainu. I don't know when Sword was created per se. In Hidden's theory, it was created the day that Ohara fell, right? Or at least that day that...
or at some point soon after that.
That was the trigger.
Yeah.
That's very much possible. In my mind, the Marines were facing a mass exodus. Right, like they had the draft, and this backs up why they had a draft in the first place. They were facing a mass exodus of people who were going to line up with Sword, and the solution to that is, okay, hand in your Marine codes. Y'all will still fly Marine flags and ships, and we'll supply y'all. Whatever y'all decide to do is cool, but we reserve the right to disavow any actions you take. Y'all want to go fight a Yonko? That's on you. Yeah, we're not going to protect you. We're not going to go out of our way to help you. We're not going to do anything for you. But y'all can't just leave. We're not just gonna let y'all go. We still need the world to see y'all as Marines, whether it's Garp, Kobe, Aokiji, etc., whatever. We need the world to see these people as Marines, because you can't have a mass exodus. But to combat the potential of the mass exodus, let's hold the draft, because we need more Marines. We can't be having this people leave and then not replace them with people. So this chapter told us a lot about Marines, and they're going to tell us a little more in the coming panels. But I absolutely loved this whole section here because, again, agenda piece runs wild, and this pushes a few. Hidden's theory, what you were saying, Larry's agenda about Blackbeard, but I just think that was really quality storytelling that we got right there in regards to the reveal of what Sword is, Aokiji's instant quick thinking, because I don't think anyone still thinks that Aokiji's really down for Blackbeard. So whether he's a Sword agent or not, I just think he was saving his own ass, and Kobe, being the innocent, ignorant, like gullible dude that he is, probably just put Aokiji in that kind of position where, and this is what I want to say, agenda piece again. On this show before, I've talked about Aokiji gonna be the one to kill Garp. He might have to do something to prove his allegiances to Blackbeard now that Blackbeard knows that Sword is a real thing. So we gonna see about that one. Video might be coming soon, but that's all I got. That's all I got. Larry, I'll pass it to you.
Is Blackbeard still top one in the verse? That's really the only question I got. Like Sebastian said, you can't be out here negotiating kingdoms. Just make yours, bro. I think anybody that's ever been truly like a conqueror would tell you, except for like Kid, would be able to say like, yo, like I'm just gonna make my own kingdom. We've seen it with Doflamingo. We see it with Boa Hancock. We've seen it wherever Shanks goes. It's basically his kingdom, right? Like his kingdom is on the go, and like. I just think that overall, conquerors don't act that way to a degree, especially a conqueror of like the position of what Blackbeard wants. So the show is based on willpower. That's the premise, right? Blackbeard's goal is to become the Pirate King. This doesn't seem very Pirate King-like of him to be like, I'm just gonna go under the banner of the world government. The only other person that has conquerors that's done that is somebody later in the chapter, but also like Sengoku. But they're Marines. He's like a pirate, and he still wants to act like a warlord to a degree. Like he wants to act a part of that Shichibukai system. And I just feel like if Big Mom's not doing it, Kaido's not doing it, if Shanks is not doing it, then you shouldn't do it either. You should have enough respect for yourself. But clearly he's still trying to scheme. And that just doesn't fit my thing. And like I said, like Blackbeard is on Fraud Watch, bro. He's been on Fraud Watch for a minute now. we got Sword being revealed with Kobe. I think it was mad dumb. I'm so glad that Aokiji was the first one to tilt his head like, yo, chill, bro.
Yo, why?
But the thing is, what I started to notice too, Blackbeard didn't even question Aokiji. And that's the most important part to me. It's like he didn't even think to himself or have like a little thought bubble from Oda be like, yo, could this dude probably be in Sword? People always say how smart Blackbeard is. That's a dumb moment to me. I would have been like, well, this dude was an admiral, bro.
I'll say this. Blackbeard could have thought it and been smart enough not to show his hand.
Yeah.
Because what are we gonna do? Fight it out right now? Yo, you
yes.
This you?
Yes. Yes.
If he's trading Kobe, he's not that confident.
I'm not gonna scrap with Aokiji in the room. He'll freeze the whole room in 2 seconds. You cannot scrap with him right now.
Like, he fights law within whatever and got hit. You can't risk that.
It's not like Aokiji's like Pizarro. This is like a former admiral who just happened to join your group and like is chilling with you. You don't want to start shit.
If Blackbeard, like everybody say he is, he can handle that. And he got his whole crew there.
I gotta call that. No.
He will get stomped.
And this is why, if you were in the One Piece world, you'd be getting played by Blackbeard.
No, I wouldn't.
Like a fiddle.
You'd be
getting played.
I would beat
He is counting on everyone.
I would beat Blackbeard.
He's counting on. No, you wouldn't.
Yes,
hold on. You've said how many times you'd be ace? He lost to Blackbeard.
He even. Well, you
hold on. Ace is different though. I'm not being completely Devil Fruit dependent.
He even offered Ace to join his crew. Obviously, Ace is not going to join his crew. You just killed one of the dudes that Ace was responsible for. Blackbeard obviously does. He taunts people. He puts his nuts on the table. He sees Ace. He sees Ace on Bonaro Island, and he's like, hey man, you want to join my crew? He's like, I'm here to kill you, but you could join me anyway. That'd be pretty fun, wouldn't it? He's like, he plays with people. He plays around. He's telling Kobe, yeah, I'm going to build a pirate kingdom on Pirate Island. I'm going to be King Blackbeard.
It's always he's playing around with people. Like, and then
you're telling me the guy that wants to make a kingdom on Pirate Island is not Pirate King material right there?
No.
Whether or not, all right, well, there's different definitions of it.
Because that same tomfoolery you're talking about got him one-shotted by Magellan.
We don't know.
The same guy that walked away from Shanks, saying that 2 chapters before that, he was the most invincible person in the world.
We don't know if he came in there to beat Magellan. He came in there, he got what he came for, though. He went there and he got what he came for. He didn't go there to beat Magellan.
That's the end result, but that was only because of fate.
Luffy got busted by Magellan 3 times.
I feel you, but Luffy's also not considered top 1 or Shanks level in the verse at that time and moment.
And neither was Blackbeard.
Yo, by many people, that's not true. A lot of people believe that he was Shanks level already.
No one was saying that Blackbeard was Shanks level at Marineford, bro. He left Marineford when Shanks pulled up.
Yo,
he literally admitted it himself.
Yo, listen, we on the same shit, but we just like the wind going 2 different ways. All I'm saying is like, if Aokiji is here right now, I mean, it's kind of like I don't even know if Aokiji is known to be in Sword 2, if he is, to Kobe. I think it might have been something that might have been talked to with Sengoku, Akainu, and Garp. Yeah. Like, all 4 of them might know, but, like, nobody else in Sword knows. Because I don't think everybody else knows that everybody else is in Sword. They probably don't know everyone that's in it.
They're probably wiped from the system. There's, like, no record, probably.
Yeah, it's just like...
I don't even think Akainu knows if he is. I don't think Akainu knows.
So, my question to you guys, and we don't have to go into it. We have enough time, but it's just like... who do you consider cooler? Sword or Cypher Pole? Because to me, I think Sword is dope.
Sword, bro.
I think Sword is dope.
The second
Cypher Pole.
Listen,
Cypher Pole,
bro. Yeah. One of the
Sword.
Sword. It's not even close, dude. We're talking about potentially Aokiji and Garp and Sengoku as Sword members. The coolest Cypher Pole member is, to shout out to Hidden, Dripper Scarfino and Lucci.
I think Rob Lucci's mad cool.
He's cool. He's not cooler than Garp. He's not cooler than Aokiji. He's literally not cooler than Aokiji. Like, come on, man. It's not debatable to me.
No, because I feel like, for example, we could say the Mission Impossible stuff. Mm-hmm. Sword is literally the secret agents, where Cypher Pole is like you're basically assassins. You kind of know what you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. Sword is more of like more behind the scenes, like where you don't know what you're dealing with because it's like it's supposed to be a cover up. Like, for example, the one thing the rebuttal your thing is like I know you said with the whole fall of like Aokiji and Akainu, but Drake was showing that he was part of Sword back when he was a supernova, you know, because he was already a pirate and he was a rear admiral.
So
that's questionable. We don't know that.
Yeah, like
you think he was part of Sword yet? But
it's very possible he was.
It's possible he was.
It also could have not been like an identified thing yet, where people are returning in the Marine Corps. Like was Rocinante a part of Sword? He was doing the same thing that Drake is doing. Was he a part of Sword, though? Like, was Sword established and an entity yet? It's very possible it was.
Whatever Hidden says, we'll believe it. That's where I'm at right now.
I'm with that, too.
Yeah. Okay. What I will say is, I think Cypher Pole has the better drip.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Sword has the better vibes.
Dude, there's people doing what they believe in for real. Lucci's he's still just Lucci. I have the right to kill people for this. Like, no, you're not believing in anything. These people are doing what they believe in.
The question was just about who's cooler.
And
for me, the simpler answer is, okay, I see a bunch of guys. Their organization is called Cypher Pole Aegis Zero,
cool.
as opposed to Sword. So for me, it's like, all right, the name's cooler. The drip's cooler. They got masks. They have a whole mask thing. You can make your own OC. You can make your own original character, Cypher Pole member, if you wanted to. You can make your own custom mask, and you could do all this cool stuff. What are you doing, Sword, man?
What's the difference between a Cypher Pole agent and a clan member?
I really don't.
You tell me, Hidden.
I genuinely.
Yes, I brought it. No.
So is this?
I can't.
Okay, so is it because you're dressed in all white?
All white masks.
What's wrong with you, bro?
I'm just saying.
Okay.
Clearly racist.
All right, well, I mean, I guess when you put it that way, I have to go with Sword.
He's corn now.
I just thought the question was like a surface level.
Ain't no surface level.
I thought
on top,
it was like
bro.
This is so dumb.
Okay. I want to add a few
Hurry up, Lawrence. Trying to get the super chat.
Yeah, we're gonna get super chats. But I just wanted to clarify, like for example, we were talking about Blackbeard. It's a running thing with him, like you know how there's thing like the way he goes about things. But his MO since the beginning, what we saw him, kind of has not changed.
It's soft. It's always been soft.
You can look at it that way because it's like he's the type of guy. Is like
a pirate.
I'm not gonna work harder. It's like think smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
If there's any easy way that he can achieve his goal, he's gonna do it. Literally in the beginning, I want to find the darkness fruit. What am I gonna do? Instead of trying my own flag and finding it on my own, going through the trenches. No, I'm gonna join on the Whitebeard because that's the easiest way for me to find the darkness fruit. And then he joins his own crew.
Just say he not a conqueror, bro.
And
It's
then,
that easy, bro.
So it's like
He's soft.
So it's more like how I see it with Blackbeard. You could view it as soft anyway, but like he's trying to like anyway the easy route I'm gonna take to achieve my goal instead of hurting myself or busting my butt. But like, and his wise is more. You can even view it as more strategic. But his like the easy route I'm going to take. That's Blackbeard's MO with everything. I'm the easier way I could find. I figured out doing it. That's the way I'm gonna go about doing it.
Look, you don't gotta call him a conqueror, but if you're saying that, then we gotta acknowledge that a conqueror put a scar on Shanks' face forever, or that a guy that wasn't a conqueror, a non-conqueror, put a scar on Shanks' face forever. The guy who, by the way, just did what we saw, to ~Ď'Ždis kid.
That's crazy.
So a guy he put a scar on his face forever, and anyone else that Blackbeard beat. They lost to a non-conqueror too. That goes for Whitebeard too.
I'm not gonna have
technically.
y'all gaslight me because y'all know I'm gonna go in for mad long, and I'm not gonna do that. So we'll move on.
Okay.
Speaking of not gaslighting Larry, we got a $5 super chat from Big Hudson that says, "Yo, is Larry's eyebrows starting to swirl? Hashtag giving Sanji vibes."
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah, right.
We got another $5 from JT. Shout out to JT, man. Super busy today. Won't be able to tune in. Love y'all.
But you just did.
I don't know, man. You sent a text.
I know, it's a joke, bro.
Love y'all like always. And shout out to my TOPT GOAT, Lawrence, with a heart.
Hey!
How?
Thank you.
Yo, it's funny
Appreciate you.
because I
Much
feel like JT
Lawrence got
and
more
Lawrence,
fans than me and Sebastian combined.
No, I feel
that's
like JT and Lawrence would butt heads on so many topics.
They would.
But he loves them for whatever reason. But thank you so
JT.
much, JT.
Appreciate you.
I feel like we got another $5 from 𝐷𝐵𝐵𝐵𝐵. It says, "Hi, new OP fan. What's the deal with Blackbeard? Why is he so important? Shouldn't Luffy's main villain be Shanks? Why is he the opposite to Luffy?"
It's a very it's a very long answer, but it's simply he's just the antagonist, bro.
He's the antithesis of Luffy. Everything that Luffy represents, he represents the opposite. Shanks will never highlight that. He was never going to be able to portray that element of storytelling.
Shanks is just the ultimate milestone, where Blackbeard is the person that gets in the way.
It's simply you're gonna look at like kind of like yin and yang.
Yeah.
Luffy's the sun, Blackbeard's the dark. So everything Luffy does, Blackbeard does it in like a dark way. Yeah. So he's like the dark Luffy.
Yeah, Blackbeard's a professional hater. So that's pretty much why.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know which aisle Hidden is like on with Blackbeard. It's either not there, it's either there.
I think it's a reasonable. It's hidden.
It's hidden.
Listen, bro.
Yeah, you think you can hide Pizarro?
Could I hide Pizarro?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Like
in the hidden island. Like,
hidden movie.
Man. No, we were saying this last stream. Like the whole Blackbeard crew is like the hidden island because we got one of them got the alcohol fruit, the other one got the invisibility, the hidden fruit, the other one's got the island fruit. So you got like
why you caping for him so much right now?
Was it?
That's why you caping for
Yeah,
Blackbeard?
exactly. Yeah, you get it.
He a Blackbeard pirate. You wearing black?
I'm wearing black. Yeah, I knew what was up today. I came here prepared.
We got another $5 super chat from 𝐵𝐴𝐻𝙠. It says, or maybe it's Bite, whatever. It says, Blackbeard wants to make an official island so he can get access to Mary Joa and the Reverie so he can advance the next step of his plan. Can't do that as a Yonko without getting clearance. I'll give him that.
They would not let him no matter what.
Yeah.
Whatever.
They let Shanks up there. We got another 5.
You don't got that respect.
I don't know what that is currency-wise. From Atlas100, it says, I don't know if you guys got my first super chat, but what do you guys think about Blackbeard's different personalities being shown this chapter and his true goal? I think
we got that.
We got it. We didn't really touch on it.
Did he show different personalities this
I
chapter?
didn't get that too much.
Yo, Blackbeard could literally like blink and somebody be like, yo, somebody else inside his body did that for him.
Yeah, I'm going to be
Like,
honest. I've kind of dropped off that whole mentality of him having multiple personalities. You know that whole thing where they're like, oh, it's not him, it's they?
Yeah.
There was like, I don't remember who said it, but someone was talking about that line. It might have been like Randy Troy or Morge or someone, but they were talking about how like it's not they're saying that he has multiple personalities. They're saying that Luffy and Zoro recognize that he's the captain of his own crew, and that there's other people in that crew that are there with him, and it's not just him. And it was like kind of like a birds of a feather realization thing. Like this guy is he's like another pirate like us. Like he's not just a random dude. That's what and since then I've kind of seen it that way because they said it's not him, it's they, and then as they walk away, Blackbeard pulls up in his squad. Now all of a sudden his squad comes out the crowd and he has his boys.
Exactly.
You know.
But they do mention it they again though.
Or maybe he's just trying to follow the asinine pronoun culture. So
Please don't.
All right, we got another $2 from Muglatan. It says, Kurohige is the Kuro of the New World. All brains.
What?
That Blackbeard is like Captain Kuro from Pre-Time Skip. We got another $2 from Terrence Matthews. It says, as a Yonko, Blackbeard is a bum.
short and sweet. I love it.
We got another $2 from James Hudson. It says, Blackbeard is a Yonk. No, a lot of Blackbeard slander in here.
That's so fraud, man.
We got another $2 from the Chestnut Tanuki. The lovely Chestnut says, the Blackbeard slander has to stop. For real, Blackbeard top 1.
Chestnut said that like Blackbeard would beat Roger. And Luffy would beat Roger. And also that like Shanks wasn't that guy. And we were all Shanks sheep.
Listen, the way Chestnut capes,
betting like 250 right now, bro.
Listen, the way Chestnut capes for Blackbeard is way out chest for Chestnut, bro. Chill out. Alright? Let her go.
You can keep going, bro.
Alright. We got another $10 from Joyboy Mark. It says Blackbeard probably has the Sensui multi-personalities, and each has different strength levels.
I don't know why everybody finds this multiple personality thing attractive. Like, the only person that's ever did it right was literally the guy from Yu Yu Hakusho.
Which I didn't even like it when Sensui did it.
But it was, you know what it was? It was because the darker tone allowed it to be a little bit cooler than what One Piece would probably make it. It takes away from Blackbeard's character. We've mentioned it so many times.
I'll always remember the day that they were and I'm so sorry for any people who aren't caught up on Yu Yu Hakusho.
That's their fault.
But it's like, you know, but like I still remember the day I was seeing the Sensui fight, and then in the fight, like halfway in, he just like it completely changes modes, and he took off like his hand and he had like a gun. He had a gun in there, and I was like, that was a moment I was like, okay, like what is going on? Like this is like dumb.
You
man.
had peak fighting with him and Toguro, like the arc prior, and it's like Sensui just isn't doing that. So
yeah, that's the thing. Like if Blackbeard, like if there's this whole like crazy reveal where Blackbeard's fighting Luffy, and then there's like another panel, and then Blackbeard's hand comes off, and he has a hidden gun inside, and he's like, "This is what scarred your friend Shanks," and he's like, "This is the secret weapon."
You know what it would be? It's the claw from the Bruce Lee movie.
Yeah.
The Bruce Lee movie. Enter the Dragon.
Bruce Lee movie, and I went liar, liar.
Yeah. It explains our
so, like,
personalities perfect.
Yeah, you're dark.
But
bro.
I will say that besides from when they first met Blackbeard, Luffy called him they again when back when this I think is right after like Dressrosa or Hokage or Nami's bringing out like Dragon.
Yo, maybe he's just like female and male, bro.
There is a theory. There's a theory about Blackbeard that he was like a cannibalized twin, like he was like a twin.
I remember that one.
And then like his brother is like still inside him, and it's like two people.
Can you tell us about that, Lawrence?
Is that your theory? I'm gonna tell you. It reminds
Have you ever
me,
tried to cannibalize Lionel?
No. But it reminds
That's a
me,
lie.
But I've never tried to generalize lie though. It reminds me of The Office where Dwight, he's like, I'm the strength of a grown man and was it a fetus? Because he
I
absorbed
thought you were
his
gonna say
twin.
when he put the mask on his face. He was like,
What?
yeah, remember?
What are we doing?
When they were trying to give
What?
CP.
What are we doing?
All right, just can we keep going?
All right, well, thank you so much. We got another $20 super chat from Richard Alvarez. It says, if Aokiji's not a part of the world government anymore, what would be his end goal?
I'm so I say. I'm so I say.
Yo, that song came on this weekend.
I have no idea, honestly. Well, the thing is, from what
Be a
we know
homeless
from
man.
Aokiji, is that when he did go to Punk Hazard and he went to go help out Smoker, he said to Smoker, "I'm still me."
Mm-hmm.
There's some clear indication that overall he's still him, right?
Yeah.
He said it himself. I think we should take his word for it. Goal-wise, we just don't know. We don't have enough info.
He would run a really nice ice cream shop.
Yeah. Honestly, it's like either just wait for Par and Hidden to come out with a theory. I'm always gonna refer to that. Like if we don't got the answers, just wait for them.
And Seb, I got one cooking. Aokiji.
and Seb, bro.
And Seb.
You guys got AO Larry and signature Seb
man.
now. You guys can make the theory.
Um,
Don't rely. I don't got much sauce around Aokiji. I'll be
I
honest.
don't got enough. Maybe if I had split personalities, bro.
I can't.
I could
Trying to
handle
tell
all
me
of
you
it.
don't? No, I'm playing.
I think he's just trying to like showcase or find his own justice away from the Marines, because he also said there's another way to find justice without serving the Marines, like, you know, because he's like the way they go about it is something that he kind of been disagreeing ever since O'Hara, so he's been clashing with them ever since then. So he's trying to do it in his own way where he believes it. So I think he's going to show his own. He's like not really going to start his own, you know, agency, because he wouldn't be lying at what Blackbeard was doing that, but he's trying to showcase his own justice without the Marines.
Yo, real talk. Y'all think he ever played freeze tag?
You're the greatest free tagger of all time.
I can't.
Alright, my
Listen,
bad. Yo, we gotta get to the last page.
Alright,
Can we go?
anyway.
Can we just get through these?
We got another $5 from Slat. It says, anyone who tries to tell me OP characters are island level at best can absolutely eat it. We stay fighting the weakest in the big three allegations.
I don't
Wait,
even.
what?
Just take it back.
Oh
bro.
man, it's the big three. The weakest in the big three thing ended the moment Gear 5th happened. I'm sorry, guys. Can we just put a rest to this? Luffy literally is the mask now. Okay, If you really want to say that he's not planetary level or whatever, he literally just has to imagine a planet by the end of the story. Like, I guarantee you, by the end of this story, like, there's no way that the imagination power Devil Fruit is not going to be the most busted thing ever. Like, just look at it on paper. The man can bend reality, and he barely even knows how to use it right now. He's like straight up the sun god. Like, there's no, like, come on. By the end of it, he would take Naruto and he'd turn him into a fucking origami. Okay?
Language!
My bad.
Jeez. Sun got to throw the sun at
Y'all
him.
getting Hidden Turk, bro. All right.
I'm just saying.
Lawyer Hidden is not here today. He didn't bring the suit. Chill out.
I see this all the time. They're like, oh, Goku would destroy Luffy. It's like, okay, maybe Goku, because like we're basically talking about like One Punch Man at that point.
Yeah.
Like, can we talk about like the others? Can we talk about like Naruto and Bleach? You're really telling me that the dude who can turn Kaido into a jump rope is gonna have it? Like, I just don't really see that being a big issue.
I'm gonna be real. I just haven't finished either of them too, so I can't tell you where they power cliffed out at. So
It's all right, bro. It's not worth it.
word. All right, we got another $5 from Red Hair Shankdom. It says Blackbeard a Franco. Yo, the Blackbeard fraud allegations are crazy today.
Yeah, they know what they talking about.
All right. We got another 5 from Roanoke Chris. Shout out to Chris. He did win MVP of the DDT last week.
Congrats, Chris.
Congrats to Chris. It says, shout out to the Heavenly General Pirate Crew. If you know, you know. Say what y'all want about Blackbeard. He packed up law. Room.
We don't know that yet.
Yo, Chris, I'm sending it back to you. I'm gonna send that 5 back to you, bro. You're good, bro.
Oh, man. And last but not least, we got another $5 super chat from Gabriel Montoya. It says, sup guys, real quick, do you think Buggy can nullify Law's fruit and put himself back together? And what's your favorite Blackbeard Crew Devil Fruit so far? Like the stream.
I'm not too sure about the Buggy thing, but my favorite Devil Fruit so far in the Blackbeard's crew, That's such a good question.
Favorite.
Is that? I guess that's not counting Blackbeard, right?
Of course not.
Yeah, right.
Why are you always trying to be extra, bro? Can you just stay simple? Jesus.
Surprised you said it to him and not me.
I'm just saying.
Man, people tell me to stick. People tell me stick to theories, don't power scale. Man, power scale imagination.
Listen.
Try doing that.
I'm gonna tell you right now. Most of the chat don't even know English, bro. So don't even pay attention, bro.
Yeah,
Just
what are
let
you
them
saying?
rock. Like you gotta learn not to read the comments. What's your favorite Blackbeard fruit?
My favorite of the whole crew?
Yeah, not Blackbeard himself, obviously. I still don't know. I think
I'm assuming we're not counting Aokiji either, right?
If we're not counting Aokiji, if we're counting like official members, out of the ones we've seen so far, the most interesting hype one to me is probably going to be. It's probably the warp. The warp fruit is one I really want to know more about. I want to know what the limits of that are. Because if he's able to like warp his shots around, if he's able to warp himself around, or other people, like I want to know the limitations of that, because that's going to be one of the most exciting fights in the story for me personally. Is like him versus Usopp, like sniper versus sniper, shots warping, stuff like that. That sounds cool. The island fruit's a little bit boring. It's just like Pico all over again, in my opinion. It's cool, but like doesn't really catch my eye. You know what? I do want to know. I want to know about Lafitte, man. I want to know about Lafitte. That's the thing. I feel like there's a reason he's the last one. There's a reason Oda hasn't told us his fruit before everyone else. Like that's got to mean something, right? So
I don't know, man. I'll probably say the huge fruit right now, because that's a crazy power.
Need that, huh?
I do need it.
To me, I want to go by favorite, but to me, what's the most interesting is the what's her? I always forget her name.
Katarina Devon.
Yeah, her, because I think she's the only one that we know of that had it before everyone else, right? Like she had it while she was in the pull down, where everyone's kind of like getting new abilities. She's had it the longest, so she's gonna be the most experienced with her fruit out of everyone else. You know, and I think they're gonna expand on it more than everyone else, because like I would like to say Jesus Burgess, because to me it reminds you like possibly with that, but I kind of feel like he's an idiot. So he's not going to take it that very much. He's just a brute. But like Devon, I think she's going to take her ability-wise like probably the furthest out of everyone else.
Yeah. All right. Seb?
I'm going to go booze fruit just to be different, and because I have inner demons, man.
You have drinking problems?
Listen, bro.
Drink.
You also get rich with that without having to do too much. You don't get a liquor license, you good.
Unless it all comes out as nose.
Yeah, are you like pouring it out of your fingers?
They don't need to see that though. You know what I mean? They don't need to see all that.
So how are you serving it?
He's the
Don't
slime.
worry about it. I don't need to be a bartender.
Oh, you know what it is? It's slurm.
Slurm. Futurama. Look at what he was at.
Slurm.
It was slurm.
Yes.
It was slurm.
He's like, I can't stop drinking it.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. Let's move forward.
Slurm.
I'm sorry.
Also,
Those are gonna have to wait.
Shout out to Par in the chat. But no, we're good.
Yeah. What's up, Par?
Hey, Par.
Let's go to the next one. Par gets enough hellos.
Also, yes, Buggy can nullify Law's fruit. That was the first part of the question.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, you think?
Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. So I want to get to phone calls so people could talk to Hidden. Finally, we see Kobe running away in his Chelseas. We see that Perona actually helped Kobe escape, and would only help him if he also helped Gecko Moria escape too. He obviously agreed. Next, we see explosions happening and the pirates saying sailors have arrived at the port. Kobe then says he hopes someone's here to save him, but then shames himself for thinking he's that important. He believes it's arrogant. Then we see a bunch of Marines fighting pirates while a woman is yelling and whipping buildings to move. This woman is named Kujaku. Kujaku. And she's the granddaughter of Suru. We see pirates shooting bullets, but they turn into flowers. Kobe noticed Hibari, and she's sniping. Then we see Grus. Is it Gru or Grus?
Prince
I think
Bruce.
it's Bruce.
Yeah.
All right, my bad. Grus, and he's making clay marines to fight pirates. Then we see Tashigi, Helmeppo, and Garp on a ship flying towards the middle of the island. Everyone looks up and is amazed while Garp is laughing and telling everyone they better not hurt his protege. He is basically the future of the Marines. And Kobe looks like he's about to cry. Garp then uses Galaxy Impact and nukes the middle of the island while Kobe is surrounded. I'm gonna go to Hidden on this one. What are your thoughts, Hidden?
Boss. Boss. I'm telling you right now, Garp, people they're not ready for Garp. I've been saying it. I've been hyping. You guys know I've been hyping up Garp because I'm pretty sure we've had the conversation about, if Sengoku let Garp go at Marineford, what happens between him and Akainu? I think the answer's obvious now.
It's been obvious.
If Akainu had to take on both an old Whitebeard and Garp that day, it was done. His career's over. Now we're talking. This is Garp at what, like age 70 something? I think that's his age right now.
Yes.
We're taking him back to his prime. I mean, from what we see here, I can only imagine what those clashes. The clash between him and Roger. I'm imagining like a Whitebeard thing, but like instead of Whitebeard with the Naginata coming down from the top, you just got Garp raw punch against Roger's sword, conquers like. I can just picture it now. Look. This is the closest we're ever going to get to seeing a living Roger do his thing, aside from Shanks. It's like, these are the two. We got Shanks on one end doing straight up Roger's fighting style right in front of us with Kid. And now we got this chapter with Garp showing us the man who was like chasing after Roger, was at that level. This is what he's still doing. Because Whitebeard's gone. We don't have any relics left from Roger's time that were said to have stacked up with him besides Garp. It's just him. So for me, this is just an easy cook as far as Blackbeard or well, I don't know. As far as Garp is concerned, I don't think he's getting rocked by this group. I'm gonna be honest. I know that there was some death flags, and I was a little bit worried when Garp got announced that he was gonna go to Pirate Island. But now after this showing, man. What are you doing about Galaxy Fist? What are you gonna do about Galaxy Impact or whatever the official name is? You got Galaxy in the name of the move.
Yeah.
It's like, I know that 'ʍ𝐼𝐼𝐼 also had Galaxy Wink. That's got to be the strongest wink in the world. You know?
All right. We'll go to Law and then we'll go to Seb after.
Oh man, I actually have a few things to say about this, but it's not just about the going back in the beginning, not just about Garp. Because that was interesting. Because remember when I called how whatchamacallit, the Prince, what name? Goose, whatever his name is.
Prince Crust.
Gross. His strength in the beginning because he one-shotted one of Capone's like dudes. But now you see him, like honestly, he kind of reminded me of Doflamingo and Corazon. When he's standing with his hands making clay. And I doubt he's a Logia, because I noticed one thing which is weird about Logias. Even though they have like this...
It's Logias, bro.
Logias. Pretty much, they have like unlimited amount of them, but none of them make copies of themselves or make other ones. They kind of like, they just from their body. Right? So this kind of remind me more of like Crackers. Well, he's able to make biscuits. Even though he's not necessarily biscuit himself, but even though it's coming from him, he creates it. But like, for example, we never seen Aokiji make an ice clone. We never seen Ace make a fire clone. We never seen any Logia make a clone of their thing. But he's making like people, not really clones himself, but like people out of his clay. Yeah. So I would like, it would be strong if he was a Logia. I could see it, but we haven't seen any one to do that. So to me, shout out to his strength, because I was showing out he was already strong from the get. And this is called back to like I was saying in the cover story. We actually see the one that was whipping the buildings. Yeah. We saw her in the cover story first time with Prince, and that was back when they were wrapping up, trying to get like Capone's group on Dressrosa. So before we see her walking in the background, kind of just with them, but not really showcasing any of her ability or doing anything. We just see her there, and then I know we see her in action now with and we find out she's this girl's granddaughter.
Shuru.
Yeah, Shuru's granddaughter. So now, going back to like the meat of it is, and we see just seeing a bunch of abilities just popping. Everyone has ability. This whole island just filled with abilities except for like Kobe and Garp, and what's her name? But Garp's punch, right? And now I know we also everyone thought of Luffy because Cold Burst, and then we have Garp's battleship doing something similar to what Cold Burst does, and then Garp is standing at where Luffy always stands on his ship. Like, you know, the top
figurehead.
Yeah, the figurehead of the ship. Like, it reminded me so much of Luffy. And it's like, yo, this dude is like, he's literally the young version of Garp. If Luffy's like, if Garp was a pirate, you know? And then it made me think of, I wonder if Luffy's ever going to do like a Galaxy Fist of his own. Like, you know? Like, unpack where like, because to me, even though it looked very much like, because a lot of people are thinking, oh, Garp has maybe a Conqueror's user now, or has Conqueror's Haki for this attack, because it looked kind of like it, right? But like I said, if he's not, because Oda hasn't confirmed, he said that Son Goku was, but never said anything about Garp. So, not saying that Garp is not, but from what we understand, that Garp has not really had any claim to it from what Oda said, right? But we always talked about, for him to be able to compete with all these Conquerors, right? With Gold Roger, with Whitebeard, we see him beat even the Conquerors in Chinjiao and Kaido and all these other ones who have Conquerors. And I was always saying, for him to compete with them, his Haki has to be ridiculous. Like one of the strongest, if not the strongest, we've seen in the show. As in his Bosuku, right? His Haki hardening or just regular Haki. And when we think of, for example, breaking it down, we always saw that there's levels to Haki. And going back to like how Garp in a way trained to punch 8 mountains away for Dan Jinjiao, right? And then but even before that, on Dressrosa, we saw someone who just had a tough body was able to, when Sai's younger brother used Haki to hit him, it broke off him. And he didn't even do anything to defend himself. So it shows that if your Haki's not harder than this substance, it could actually lose out to it. The reason is like they're showing that there's different levels, that Garp got his level so strong with his regular Haki, his Bosuku, and Ryo, that it's out here looking like it's Conquerors, if it's not Conquerors at all, to compete with them. That like his Ryo so much, like you could look at it, for example, like the separation, right? We talked about how separating where Luffy did against Kaido, how far that separation was. They're not even touching. If you want to go into this is Garp's Ryo, look at the separation between his impact right here. This is the biggest separation we've seen ever, right? Where the island, he's like meters, thousands of meters probably above the island. Yet if he used Ryo here, it already made contact from that point. So that means showing the gap in his saturation, how strong he got his Ryo, his Haki hardening, all that to this level, where like he could be this far from you and still affect you, and cause massive damage. Where you see the lightning, where it kind of resembles like his Conquerors. To say that in a way, if it's not Conquerors, I think in this level to compete against them, because he would need this to fight against people who are Conquerors coding their attack, you know. And I know another thing I wanted to bring up, because Lionel's not here, he wanted to bring out how, for example, say it's not that, because we've seen this is very strong for Garp, probably one of the strongest attacks we've seen in the history of the show from anybody, not just from Garp, right? Is that, and you could think is like, how is Garp able to produce this much when he's not in his prime? Just to sum it up, because I know it's I've been talking for a while now. 𝙑𝙬 on Doflamingo's crew, that old man, right? It says that he was able to use a technique that's not just solely in One Piece, it's actually in the Asian culture, is that you could kind of like call energy from, spiritual energy from your prime, from your youth. That you could have it stored up and then you could draw it into your attack, right? And use that, so that now by you storing it up and drawing it into your attack, it's like this spiritual energy. It's called like Quan Gong or whatever. That if you use this, it gives you the strength of your prime, or the strength of the thing you have in your youth, right? Like I'm saying, if Garp's able to tap into that, and why he's able to do these crazy attacks, what 𝙑𝙬 was doing, but 𝙑𝙬 wasn't that strong, you know? But someone as strong as Garp, tapping into the strength of his prime by using this technique, it would create, like, it would be like and this is outside of Haki, you know, because it's a spiritual energy giving him the old strength, that old youthful vigor, right? So the amount of that, what we see from Garp, he's able to use that technique. We could see like Garp at full strength at his old age, be able to take on almost anybody he wants, because he's able to tap into that technique that 𝙑𝙬 was doing, but 𝙑𝙬's not that strong to do it. So, but to me, I kind of, that's what Lionel's theory is, that if he's able to tap into it. Me, I believe just Garp's Haki just got this strong. Because if we have Garp able to tap into his youthful prime strength now, who would be able to stop him right now? Like, it'll be a very few short number of people that will be able to do it.
Yeah. Seb?
All right, so I'm not going to go too deep into the power scaling of Garp. I'm going to let y'all do all that, because obviously what he did was extremely impressive. But I'll start at the top. You know, Kobe linking up with Piranha to save Moria was cool. Nice reminder that Moria is on this island, and somewhere is going to be a factor in whatever happens here. What it could be, I don't know. I was really trying to rack my brain as to what that could be. But it also highlights another element of this was, I talked about earlier, Kobe's character being highlighted in this chapter. And it's funny because the name of the chapter is The Legend, right? The hero of the Marines, the legend of old, etc. And it's part of this moment is like Kobe's going to become that for the next generation of Marines. And so it's something that Garp talks about later. But right now, he still doesn't even feel like he's valuable enough to be saved. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't have that level of worth to the Marines, and he needs to overcome that insecurity that he still has. So I just, again, this chapter was it was Kobe to a T on every single panel that he was in. The sword, and the Garp, I'll get to later, but whatever. The sword, devil fruits are cool. I liked Prince Gruss, or Groose, whatever his name is. I love Tabari sniping with the little lunch pack, talking about, like, I got you lunch. Like, yo, she's head over heels for this dude. He probably has no idea. I thought that was dope. Kobe's starting his own little harem. Low-key, I don't know if y'all peeped that, but he is. Sai brought up a really interesting point on one of his streams regarding the mirror to pre-time skip, and it actually made me think of Hidden Island's video, so I'm glad that Hidden's here. You did a video talking about the mirrors or the parallels between pre-time skip and post-time skip and how everything's been mirrored or the opposite has happened.
Yeah.
This would be the mirror of Ace and Blackbeard facing off because, or at least as the way Sai put it out, Garp is coming to save Kobe after he was captured by Blackbeard. Blackbeard was trying to capture Luffy unsuccessfully because Luffy got away. Ace and Blackbeard fought, Ace lost. Garp and Blackbeard are about to fight potentially, or at least face off with the crew. I don't know if the mirroring ends there or the paralleling ends there, but I did think it was interesting that Blackbeard's goal, and even then, his goal was to trade Luffy for a Shichibukai seat. His goal here is to trade Kobe for a kingdom, a sanctioned kingdom. So it's just Oda's continuing those minor parallels. I don't see it as a direct one-to-one, but it was something interesting that I saw on Sai stream. Shout to Sai. But was Garp gonna end up like Ace on Monero? I don't know if Garp could be captured and sold or traded in that light. I just don't think that fits with Garp as a character, especially not who he is and how strong he clearly is. But it could lead to other things. Narrative does lean us to believe that Garp might die from this. Again, I'm a guy who believes that somebody in Luffy's life should die before the end of the series, whether it's Garp or Shanks or someone else. But the way narrative works, Garp's the old head. He's fighting against the guy that Luffy's supposed to fight in the end. I could see him dying here. Maybe not here, but as a result of whatever happens here. One other thing I wanted to point out was Garp has been getting trolled by the community for not acting in the situation with Ace at Marineford. And although I think it's funny, I'll laugh at anything. And him just letting Luffy go through all the stuff that he goes through. I hope it's not serious, right? Because I feel like on some level people believe it. And Garp not acting in the Ace situation is so different to me. Because Garp gave Luffy and Ace a choice. Become Marines. He wanted them to do that. They chose not to. They chose to be pirates and live their own life. And they had to deal with the consequences, whether it hurt him or not, right? In Kobe's instance, this is the person who chose what Garp said to do.
Yeah.
So this is basically what Garp would do for them if they had chosen the path that Kobe's taken, the path that Garp told them to take. So, and beyond that, I feel like we got very much Deku and All Might vibes between Garp and Kobe here. But that's all I wanted to say. Couple things that was just a lot. Shout out to Habari and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Shooting her shot, literally.
Yeah, she literally
shot her shot, bro.
My favorite part was the Chelseas. I don't care what nobody says. Like the Chelseas was in place. Just knowing that Perona ended up saving Kobe and she wants Gecko Moria to be freed made me question, why did Blackbeard not make Gecko Moria the 10th Titanic captain? Who is that person? And for Gecko Moria to still be alive and not have his devil fruit taken, there's two things. One, there's nobody in the crew that could sufficiently use his devil fruit ability in a beneficial way for the crew. Or the second option, which is what I asked Par, because I was like, yo, you have this whole shadows theory. I was like, is Gecko Moria's ability probably a direct counter to the darkness ability? And I thought that was very interesting. Part said that a video is going to come out explaining in his, he has like a part 2 of some theory he has. I need some explanations around that. So that's going to be very interesting to me. I think the best part of this chapter is always the emotionally written parts that scream story and narration. And the whole time we're reading this chapter, it's about Kobe. We're seeing him do some amazing things. We see him have superhero syndrome to a T, but we also see that he's looking at himself as not worthy enough to be saved. And that directly goes back to when he was on Alvida's ship and Alvida wasn't treating him too kindly, and then it took Luffy or somebody like Luffy to show him that dreams are meant to be pursued. You know, you're meant to be cared for. You're meant to love yourself, and to some degree. And to see that he's still experiencing this means that he's not truly the Marine he wants to be just yet. But the fact that people are coming to him to save him, like somebody like Hibari and Suru and Gruss, and all these people, is just showing how much he's actually loved. Not only by the people that he saves, but by the people that are his associates and who admire him for being him. So when Garp is coming down laughing and he's trying to save him, he also announces it to everybody on the island that that's my protege and basically the future of the Marines. And what does Kobe do? He looks up, cannonball in hand, and he looks like he's about to cry. That was perfect. That was perfect to the T to end the chapter. I know that Galaxy Impact is everything that everybody was talking about, but for me, it was like, damn, like Kobe really had some emotional progression this chapter. Even though it was very small, it happened. Love the callback to the flowers coming out of the guns, because we saw that with Vegapunk's Pulitzer Prize for the two armies fighting each other, and then flowers were coming out. That was really cool.
Yeah, I got called a fraud when that happened because I completely forgot about that. So I was like, what's going on? Is this like a cool new power or something?
Really?
I was like, what's with the flowers?
I mean,
and then they were like, everyone was like, oh, shake my head. He doesn't remember the one cover story where the Vegapunk put flowers in the tanks. And I'm like, that doesn't, like, you know, that if we go back to that chapter, that was probably like the chapter where like 15 other crazy things happened. I'm not remembering the flower gunpowder.
I guarantee you Lawrence didn't remember.
Yeah.
But no, it's a nice detail. That's a nice detail.
That was a nice detail.
He's fraud for missing it.
I mentioned it right now. It's not going to happen.
I told you, I guarantee it.
To go even further, my biggest question out of the chapter, believe it or not, it's two things, but here's one of them. Did Garp throw the ship, or did he punch the ship? Because
he punched the water.
That's what I'm guessing. If he punched the water, it resembles what Frankie does, right? But if he threw the ship, I would like it if he swam into the water, threw the ship, jumped onto the ship, like General Tao did in Dragon Ball. I know it sounds ridiculous, but yo, Hidden, hear me out. When we first saw Garp, he was throwing cannonballs.
Yeah.
So it's like, if he's doing Galaxy Impact to this degree, he could throw shit, bro.
The thing is, though, it's hard for me to imagine how that works. Because, like, I mean, I know it's One Piece and you can just kind of you can fill in the blanks. But, like, I'm imagining, like, if you're getting into the ocean, you need, like, a foothold or something to, like, actually put pressure on to throw something. And then you have to be able to jump off of that thing to get, like, it's just like I feel like the easier explanation is he walked to the back of the ship and he just did this. And then that sent the ship flying.
I think it would be more macho in Giga Chat if he just threw it.
No, that would be cool.
Plus, he knows Geppo.
Cool. Yeah, no, that would be cool.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't even need Geppo.
Because we seen, what was it, Kobe, like, legit, in the water, push off the water to do it. So Garp could have, like, while pushing off the water, shut the shut.
Hold on, guys, because we need to get to calls.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I just
just let me
Garp
finish.
Jumped off of the front of the ship. Like
no, he jumped off the fruit. Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if he did.
So, other than that, Garp having Conqueror's Haki is literally confirmed this chapter. This does bring up some interesting points. I do believe that currently, right now, Bogart is probably a lot stronger than we actually thought. I think if Bogart is to be somewhat near Garp to some degree, that's there, bro. Shout out to Bogart getting stronger. I know people are going to knock me for this, so bear with me. Everybody's going to come at me like they usually do. L takes, Larry, L takes. Yo, if Garp is doing this right now, this was a bigger punch than Whitebeard did in his prime against a sickly Roger. And they were like, he couldn't overcome Roger. Yo, I know I said Rocks, I said Roger, and then I said Whitebeard, right?
Let's switch up.
Yo, is Garp and then Whitebeard. All right? That's prime. That's my take as far as power scaling. And then I think the most important question is what happened to Law? I don't know what happened to Law. I don't know if Law's still alive. I don't know what's going on in that regard. He wasn't even mentioned this chapter. So I would love to see what's going on with those guys. I mean, that guy. And basically what's to happen towards the future of this, because I don't think he's taken out. I think Law has too much story to still left to be included in. Unlike Kid, like Kid didn't really have a story. He didn't have anything more. He didn't have a goal necessarily, right? He was just a rival to somebody that wants to become the Pirate King. So he's actually riding someone else's dream to a degree. Where Law's kind of like, yo, I have my own goal. I want to know what happened with the true history of the world. Like that might seem so minute to some people, but that's actually huge in the One Piece world, because O'Hara wanted to know that same thing and they were taken out immediately. So it's like, what happened to Law? We need to know what happened. But that's really it for me. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. Marv, we're gonna head into we're gonna head into super chat. I mean, we're gonna head into our sponsor, and then we're gonna do super chats after. All right. So you can hit that sponsor if you need. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Have you been struggling lately? Maybe you're having trouble sleeping, difficulty with a relationship, or just struggling from low self-esteem. Listen, I've been there. We've been there. If so, then today's BetterHelp wants to help you. BetterHelp offers licensed therapists who are trained to listen and help you. Talk to your therapist in a private, online environment at your own convenience. There is a broad range of expertise in BetterHelp's 20,000 plus therapist network that gives you access to help that may not be available in your area. You just fill out a questionnaire, simple as that, to help assess your specific needs. And then you get matched with the therapist in under 48 hours. Then you schedule a secure video and phone sessions. Plus, you can exchange unlimited messages and everything you share is completely confidential. I happened to sign up at one point regarding my confidence issues. Next thing you know, my confidence issues are not issues anymore. I'm doing pretty well in that area. You can request a new therapist at no additional charge anytime. Join the 2 million plus people who have taken charge of their mental health with an experienced BetterHelp therapist. Special offer goes out to all that One Piece Talk listeners. You get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/TOPT. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/TOPT. Thanks again to BetterHelp for sponsoring this episode. All right, there we go.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. Before we get into the super chats and stuff like that, we're gonna take phone calls too after the super chats. Yo, I really had to I was really debating on if I should speak on spoilers, because I got spoiled this chapter.
Oh, really?
And I tried to avoid it.
Sorry.
But unfortunately, YouTube's recommendation channel for people I did unsubscribe to just ended up recommending me a video from one of the biggest One Piece content creators on the platform, or a couple of them, and they just had the ability to be like, yo, here's a thumbnail. I'm gonna keep it a buck, bro. To any of the One Piece content creators that spoil our community to amass views, it's nauseating how sheep-minded you are. It's literally peasant-like behavior, bro. What gives you the boldness to lower yourself to such a shameful level? I can't tell you enough, bro, how hard it was to avoid spoilers. And I usually do a good job because I just don't follow or go on things that are going to spoil me. It was it was just so stupid, bro. Straight off the bat, eat a dick. I know that I can't say that because Lawrence is here, but straight up, yo,
bro.
Seriously, I don't care what other bridges we burn with any other content creators. I just don't. I don't care if we never get invited to the One Piece reverie. We'll just make our own, and it'll just be way better. For example, I'll just name a few people, straight off the bat, Hidden, because they even like some of our Twitter stuff. Grand Line Review, Marshall D. Preach, Anime Uproar, weak-willed people, bro. I don't care if we have a relationship where we talked. Weak-willed as fuck. I mean, my bad for saying that word. the more I could name more people just to like name drop, but like if you're marketing your content by spoiling others before even TCB or OP Scans puts out their material, and you're going off of pure bullet points, you obviously fell off. At the end of the day, you just fell off. Like, it's weird too, because it's like, why are you spoiling others' enjoyment to gain views? Like, is your content not there? Like, are you not capable of providing better content? Can you not make better thumbnails to like get more people to watch your stuff? And you know what it is? If your product is good enough, you never have to worry about that stuff. You never have to go down to those marketing schemes to put other people down. And it's like, I know you got into it with somebody else because of it. And it's like, yo, why do y'all do that? Like, what do you generate truly? You gain the initial reaction from the fans? Bro, the reason why we have our podcast on Mondays is because the Sundays, they officially dropped their chapters, right? But like, we still have more people in our channel than a lot of other people who have a lot of subscribers more than us. Are they here for the initial reaction? No, they're here for the product. Does it matter? So why are you spoiling people? I just hate it, bro.
You know what it is? And this is
I hate it, bro.
When people do that, it's because they get the immediate results whenever they do it, because there's a portion of the community that's looking for spoiler videos, and they get the immediate results because when you drop a spoiler video, it's not like you're dropping it 3 years after the spoilers happened. You're dropping it when they come out. So that's when the topic's hot. That's when everyone's going to jump to the platform. You could be a channel with 5 subscribers. You could be a channel with 30 subscribers, or 100, or 1,000, or 1,000,000. If you make a video talking about the new events in One Piece, the way it works is it's going to get more views than if I've made videos talking about stuff that's not topical. That doesn't get very many views, but if I were to make something talking about the new chapter, it would definitely get a lot more views just by virtue of being the current thing, the recent thing. So what happens is people double down on that, where it's like, okay, well, if the recent thing is what gets me the views, then let's do it for the extra recent stuff. Let's do stuff that's not even being... No one else is posting these spoilers in their thumbnails, so I'm the first one there. Yeah. So I'm getting the hot scoop. So then they drop the video, they get the return, and then it's a kind of a feedback loop where it's like, okay, well, this obviously works. It grows my channel. The problem with that is, and at the end of the day, this is what it really comes down to. It's not about views. It's about... It really is just about prioritizing the community's enjoyment of the story over your channel's performance. That's really what it's about. Because maybe you get a boost in numbers from putting the spoilers, but what do you get? What's the cost of that? Is people get spoiled in the process, and then you could not put them in there, and no one gets spoiled, and maybe some people don't click your video, but everyone's happy. Yep. And I think that's what we should strive for. Is we should strive to make it so that even if you're not getting, if you're not min-maxing, if you're not getting the absolute optimum number of views per video, at least everyone's happy and no one's gonna be complaining that you spoiled them on the story. So with me, when it's like, whenever I make a video, I try and think to myself, is this something that if I put it in the thumbnail or title, someone that's not caught up yet, are they gonna look at this, or are they gonna be able to draw conclusions about real story events based on what my title or thumbnail says? A lot of people out there don't really think about it that hard. They don't care about it that much. They figure, and I guess we don't have the stat sheets to pull up and do the comparisons and have this whole discussion now. But they figure, well, it works for me. It gets me the views. That's how my channel's growing. I need to survive. I don't get that many complaints. I get a few comments that complain, but all in all, everyone seems to like the video. Well, the thing is, people that aren't looking for spoilers aren't going to click on your video and tell you that you spoiled them. Oftentimes, if I get spoiled by something, I want it out of my page as fast as possible. I avoid the video. I don't comment. I don't go dislike it. I don't click on it because I don't want more spoilers on my screen. So all the people you are spoiling probably are not telling you you're spoiling them unless they're really angry. The really angry ones you hear from, they're like the crazy angry people that flame on social media. Those are a small percentage of actual people out there that are watching your videos and looking at your content. They will be the ones to type something. They are not reflective of the average person. The people that type mean shit, the people that type hateful stuff on the internet, those are not the average person. The average person that actually takes an issue with what you're doing or that takes an issue with the spoilers, they're not going to comment. They're not going to say anything to you. They're not going to let their voices be known because the average person just doesn't have the time, doesn't have the energy. They don't care enough to do that. They don't want to see more spoilers. So we can't be going off of the numbers of what we see on our end as content creators, what numbers come into the channel. Because the only numbers that come into the channel are the numbers of people that actually want to see my content. I'm getting a very narrowed, biased perspective on my audience. It does not reflect the whole One Piece community. None of our audiences do. No content creators, single audience represents the whole One Piece community, so you can't judge how it's affecting people based on your audience. So that's what I'm going to leave it there. But at the end of the day, basically, guys, we should just, you know, I'm sorry to hear that you got spoiled. I'm, you know, in terms of like naming names, all that stuff, I've already gotten into some heat myself, so I'm gonna, you know, keep out of that ring.
Listen,
but
man,
I will just say,
don't care, man. Yo, we used to follow Brago, bro. I unsubscribed from Brago, bro, just because he was putting stuff out too, man. Like, and
and a thumbnail?
Yeah, and it was before the official like drop. And like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. Don't need to collab with you. We don't ever need to be at the One Piece Reverie. We are too damn good at what we do, and we make amazing content, and we've gotten this far on our own, and we're climbing high. We are literally the best One Piece podcast in our community, and we are going to be the most followed One Piece podcast in our community. And the thing is, we have the most loving and respectful community as well, and we're going to continue to push that bar higher because Conqueror's Haki runs through our goddamn veins, and we're just going to keep being the best at what we do. So if you have a problem with me calling you out, stop spoiling, bro. Make better content. And I'm going to leave it at that.
honestly, at the end of the day, it's not even about the content. It's you can make great content, just you don't have to spoil in the thumbnail or title. That doesn't make your content good or bad. The video makes it
your
good. Your
content bad. I don't care, bro. Don't be like your content bad.
Don't put the spoilers out there, man.
Content bad, man. Content is part of thumbnail making too, bro. Marketing. That's content too.
As somebody who reads spoilers, I would never click on a video with a spoiler on it. That's ridiculous. I get my spoilers in the way that you're supposed to get them. You choose to click on a thread. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I didn't choose for YouTube
But
recommendation.
that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
You cannot spoil in a thumbnail. That's against the code. That's against the code.
Weak ass hockey, bro. All right, but anyway, my bad, Lawrence, for using profanity. Let's get those super chats going.
All right.
And we gotta go through them now.
Yeah, we got a $10 super chat from Rono Chris. It says, "I'm doubling down, Larry. Law is not him. Blackbeard narratively will be Luffy's final pirate opponent. He's not taking an L to some dude with a pet polar bear and some scrubs." Oh man, we got another 1-month membership to Nakama tier from NP. It says, "Liquor fruit. I'd pour shots out of my finger." I like that. We got another $5 from Serial. It says, "Usopp has to get future sight now. His normal Haki won't be enough, and he'll have to see the future and shoot where he's going to warp him." In regards to Usopp versus Van Augur. Interesting. We got another $20 super chat from Joyboy Mark. It says, "Garp out here proving why he's still the strongest Marine out there and probably top 5 ever in the verse." All right.
Yeah.
Roughly, yeah. We got another $5 from Slack. It says, "I think it would be interesting if Dragon used variations of Galaxy moves too. Like a Galaxy Claw would go crazy. Would also show how Eva got the naming." Oh, yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
We got another $40 from OnCraft Justice. It says, "Love y'all. 2 questions. Do you think Pizarro opened Wano's borders with his fruit? And what do you think all the hidden meanings of the title chapter of 1077? Because I feel like Oda is mocking us with it." I don't even remember the title chapter of 1077.
And it opened a Wano with his fruit. No.
I should have noticed sooner.
That was just a chapter title.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for the donation to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is the idea that he would be able to take over the island on Wano and then he'd lower the borders? Because I don't know if he would. The thing is does it count as part of the island or like because the island's inside the borders, and then would he be able to destroy them himself? Like, could he destroy himself if he's the entire island? You know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only.
But it did. He said something about Beehive and changing it, so I'm assuming he can drastically change.
He'd probably be able to
what
open
islands look like.
Yeah.
Which is the point. We got another 350 from Ishan Blah. It says, Looking at Garp now, is Dragon stronger than Garp? I think I want him to be, but I don't think I can say he is.
Yeah, I'm still dragging on Fraud Watch right now.
I think I'd have to give it to Dragon probably, just because it's just like a generational thing. Like you know, if Dragon is, I would say he's at the age right now where he's probably around his prime compared to like Garp, who's like out of his prime, right? Like if we're talking about current, like between the two of them, Dragon's probably at his peak.
He needs to show out for real.
Yeah, he does need to show out. But like, if this whole final saga is showing us anything, it's teaching us that all the characters that Oda hasn't had shown out until now.
Bag.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like there's a reason we haven't seen these guys make a move. We've been roasting all these characters, Shanks, Garp, Dragon, for a long time because we were like, oh, they haven't done anything. You know, like what can they really do? We're just assuming what they can do, but now we're seeing what they can do, and it's every bit as hype as we imagine. So I can only, if Dragon's still on the docket, he's got to be crazy strong. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna prove why he's the most dangerous man in the world.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree.
We got another $5 super chat from Richard Oliveras. It says, Xavier Wolf fan knows everything on Bogard. You guys should hit him up. I've heard of him before. I believe he's on TikTok, right?
Yeah.
We'll have to check him out. We got another $5 from Joyboy Mark. It says, Garp is that guy, but Whitebeard was given the strongest man title while Roger was alive. And not sick, raw strength. Whitebeard on top. I did post a poll between Whitebeard and Garp. I can't find the results.
I'm just going to keep it quick.
Garp won 71% to 28. That's got to be some recency bias.
The reason that Garp got the strongest title is mainly because he could destroy the world and mainly because his ability-wise.
Exactly. All right. Can we hit those phone calls? Yeah.
I think we got one more. Oh, no.
You got to just post the number in the chat, Brody.
All right.
There you go.
Number
All
should
right,
be
guys.
posted in the chat now, guys.
Yeah,
Call
number should be posted. Oh, there it goes. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
What's going on? It's Nick. I'm doing good.
Hey, my guy. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
I just want to shout out Par real quick because he said he would wild out if he didn't get the first call.
Oh, my God. What's up, Nick?
I just got a small question for y'all. So right now, Final Saga going crazy. We got Egghead, Blackbeard vs. Law, Garp and Sword, Shanks and Kid, and then we also got Kuma and Marie-Joie. So I'm wondering, what are y'all most interested in, and what are y'all least interested in?
Oh, man.
I don't even know.
Kuma probably right now.
Yeah, I think the Kuma flashback bubble has me hooked.
I've been waiting on that. I've been waiting. I like since we got because we had the whole little mini flashback thing with Kuma and Bonnie, touching the bubble, and then we've seen what's happened since then, right?
Yeah.
So the only question I'm left asking is like, I just want to fill that blank in and understand the Kuma situation, because that to me is one of the biggest question marks right now. At least the other stuff, it's like, okay, well, Kid pulls up to an island, he gets one shot, he gets busted. Okay, Garp pulls up to Pirate Island, he does a big punch, he's gonna go save Kobe. We can kind of assume where this is going. We have a couple paths in our mind we can take, but like with Kuma, like does anyone have like a clear answer on what the Kuma situation is? I feel like we don't. I feel like there's a lot of big question marks with him. And I think that's one of the most interesting. I think that's going to be one of the most important mysteries that's like on the table with the Egghead arc right now.
Yeah,
so,
I gotta agree. The Kuma thing for me.
Yeah, and I agree too, because also too, I think it ties into you said Kuma's backstory where he was getting beat, and also his lineage, where he said his race wise, like there's another race that they wanted him for whatever reason, and same thing with Lunarians. But I don't know if Kuma's whole race got wiped out or they still exist. Like, what's the deal with that race? I think that plays a part into, like, why Kuma made that choice, that decision to even not tell his daughter. It plays into that. And we need to know this why, because it's part of... It also like it because so far we've seen is outside of, like, the general of the Ancient Kingdom or One Piece. So something else that also plays a big part into the story, So, and well, the least one... I'm going to go... Was Sword on that list? Did you say?
He said the Beehive. Yeah,
Beehive?
what's happening on Beehive?
Yeah, I'll go for that one at least.
I'm gonna go Sword 1. I'm gonna be real. I just love marine interaction and the Blackbeard pirates. I do
too.
I do. I just do anything we can get regarding that. As far as least, damn, I don't want to say the Kuma flashback because I want to see it so bad, but I know how many chapters I say we was waiting on that one.
You said 10, right? Did you
I
count
don't know
it?
how many it's been, but we getting close. So
That's why I feel like that's the
It's like,
that's the thing.
yo.
It's like it's eating away at me, man. It's like
I knew we was gonna have to wait, so we waiting.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna
Anything
go
that has to do with Lucci.
that's the worst one.
That's the least. That's the least, bro.
Yeah.
That's Egghead then.
What about you, Nick?
Most. I'm a big mystery guy, and we're getting mysteries with Garp, Shanks, Egghead, but with Kuma, that's like, why is he at Marie Joie? Like, that's the one thing. Like, nobody has any idea. So I can't wait to see why.
Yes.
But least, man, it's so tough. Like, I can't even answer my own question because I don't want to pick one.
Yeah.
I love Garp, I love Shanks, but I'll probably go Shanks and Kid just because I feel like that's somewhat over for now. Even though Kid's inevitably gonna get back up, but Shanks might be gone by then though. So
Yeah.
that's my
But-
answer.
I forgot that was an option.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I thought that was a done deal.
So I think that's released.
So that's someone can't jump there to save Kid. He is because he's a ability user. He's dead. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, shout out to Kid, yo. Shout out to Kid and all his fans, bro.
Shout out to shit, bro.
They better jump in. They better jump
Shout
in
out
and
to
save
Kid
him.
and his fan.
Yeah.
He's in our Discord.
His one fan.
We had more than one.
His name is
Yo,
shit.
Kid's
but-
single fan is in your Discord. That's amazing.
But-
That's so cool, man. I wonder if you got to meet Hawkins' one fan.
That was me.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we're both in our Discord.
Nick, much love. Thank you for the question, dog.
Yeah, no problem. It's always fun.
Yeah, I'll speak to you later, bro.
Yep.
Peace.
Have a good night. Thank you.
All right. And next one. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, it's my vision.
How does it feel to come in second, bro?
Yo, you came in mad hot, bro.
I shouldn't have said anything. Come on.
Well, you came in mad hot. What's up, bro?
No, you know, I had to call in for this chapter. You know, we had a discussion.
Hold on.
It was interest-
One
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
How's Zen?
Oh, he's right here. He's watching.
Tell him I said
He's
what's
on my
up.
lap.
Tell him I said. Give him a
Yeah,
little
he's-
pound.
What's up,
You
Zen?
might, you might hear him in a second because when I talk, he likes responding.
Yeah. It's gotten to the
Yeah.
point where like every time we say what's up to Par, it's like, hold on, let's say what's up to Zen
Zen.
first.
Yeah, no, right now he's looking right at the screen. He's looking at you talk. So
What's up, man? Talk.
yeah. So you know, it was you, Sebastian, Hidden, Mosh, me. We were all on a call 7 months ago. You know, and I was saying Garp and
Oh my
Goku
God.
versus Kaido, and then you know, obviously, what we saw wasn't Bajrang Gun, but you know, now it's obvious. Garp is capable of a Bajrang Gun level attack, right? It's like
Yes.
it's clear as day now, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not there yet, but I got you.
Yeah, but I mean, you can. see it,
Onigashima is
though.
a
You see
lot
the-
It is a
bigger.
lot
Blair,
bigger.
I just need you to see the vision. This isn't
Look.
bloodlusted Garb. This isn't his prime. You know he got that. You know he got it.
My only question is if he's going all out. That's the one question I have.
You don't go
Ain't
all
no
out on your
way.
first swing. He's got
When you
way
old?
more. When you're old,
I don't
hey
know.
man, with Garp, we were just talking about how he chucked the ship out of the water himself. I don't think that's even a factor
Garp
here.
is like literally like we talk about Luffy being Popeye the Sailor Man. Like it was Garp.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like with Garp, it's like, man, like there's no way that he's got to be. He ain't opening up with Galaxy Impact, and that's his best move. He's got more.
I want y'all to know that Par was on stream when he realized that he said what he said while he was reading this chapter, and hit me up on Discord with the screen clip. Like, I was right. Like it was so funny.
Yo, I mean, listen, the let me tell you, I already know Garp's last move. It's gonna be called like Big Bang Collision. That's what it's gonna be called.
Bang.
It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be crazy. And the thing is, like I agree with Hidden. This is his showing. This is the very beginning. But there's a few interesting things that happen in this chapter. I'm kind of like, you know, we got Shanks's introduction, but we didn't even get what his Viver card told us, or volume 4 billion, which was the Fire Sword and the observation Haki killing. But the Fire Sword being the main thing, right? We didn't see that in 1079 because he didn't need it against Kid, right? But in this chapter, what we do see is, the ship flew. And what I felt like initially when I reacted was like, this was a 100% like a callback to chapter 439, 438, when Garp saw Luffy's ship fly. Luffy's ship flew from condensed air being pushed out. And now, like, we saw a Haki blast, but it like behind the ship, we just see wind. Right? You guys said Haki, but that's elemental Haki right there. It's subtle.
You think
but it's right there.
You think he clapped his cheeks?
Yo, he did something. The fist of love, bro. Love is a hurricane. The other thing is, I found out that Sanji in chapter 439 actually called Garp a whirlwind, and I was like, yo, wait a second. That, like, this wind thing is 100% there now. And something like, I see this and like I heard Hidden say, like, how is Blackbeard gonna win? I'm still on that boat that like Blackbeard's gonna show out and take out Garp, so I'm pretty sad. But I had to call you guys, share the love. Hidden, love you. That
love
one
you too,
stock,
bro.
love you guys. Love to see you guys broke 300. We need the likes to go up past that.
Yeah, we're gonna break 400 next episode.
Kaido said we broke 400 this episode.
Oh, we did?
That's what he said.
400 likes?
Oh, you mean likes? No, I thought you meant viewers. Concurrent viewers.
Oh yeah, I tuned in late. I was in the. I thought you guys were gonna
we
do
broke
3 hours,
400
but till 9 p.m. But,
we'll break 500.
Shout outs to 10K, shout outs to 12K, all that stuff. All that love. And then also there's the shadows theory. Thanks Larry for shouting that out too.
Gotta shout out my boys, man.
Yeah,
gotta make sure they stay on top.
One last thing that I wanted to bring up was, and I'm making a video, but this, I don't know if I'm gonna even like include this part, but isn't it weird? Like, Garp threw this giant galaxy impact in the center, but like his whole team is there, right? So like, do you guys think that? And this is my way of thinking about it. Like with swordsman, we learned that like you can cut what you want to cut. If something's there and you don't want it to be hurt, you can do that with Haki. And do you guys think that Garp is using that here? Like, this blast might be huge and significant, but it might be that all of his allies are completely unscathed, because it was 100% a Haki blast. So with that, even with Rayleigh, it's like you have to control your Haki. Then with swordsmanship, you can cut what you don't want to cut.
You can punch what you want to punch.
Yeah, I feel like do you guys see a world where Garp hit that blast and like Kobe, everybody, all of his team is just unscathed?
Yeah.
I think maybe because they're all Garp trained them, right? So like they've all gotten hit on the head a bunch of times by Garp over the course of their training. They're all used to it by now. So maybe he expected them to tank it. He's like, this is what your training's all about. Like, you just gotta hold up until I get here, and then you just gotta be able to tank the duff. Like that's what
he's just been abusing them their whole Marine career.
Yeah, they're just taking some abuse. That's all. Maybe that's what that is.
But also I think because the way they did it, it was all planned. They moved, like I said in the beginning, with the clay people, they were kind of pushing people into the center, right? And then she went buildings to kind of trap them. And the part of the plan was to get Kobe out of there. So they all kind of evacuated that situation. And with Garp, and also to feed your theory about, this was just like Garp's introduction. Like, we think Luffy has an introduction punch. This is Garp's introduction because Garp knew who he's taking out here wasn't any of the Blackbeard pirates. It was like these no-names. I'm just going to take them all out in one shot. So it's basically a simple attack from Garp to just take out this fodder here, And the Marines weren't in there because this was part of Garp's plan. Like, they all knew that Garp was going to do this. So as he even said, it called Kobe right over here. So we lured them here. Now we're executing it while they're all trapped. So
Yeah.
That I can't wait to find out like all the crazy things that Oda has in store, because like I'm very of the same mindset that Hidden said. Like everybody that we haven't seen, it's going to be unimaginable the things that they're going to show us, and that's why Oda couldn't show us these characters. That's why he put the narrative first at Marineford instead of power scaling. It was because of this moment, this payoff this far into the story, where we're gonna have all these crazy powers clashing, and I'm so excited for it.
Who we saw though? We saw Mihawk. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness! Stop.
Just saying.
Larry, all I'm gonna say
I
is
saw more than a couple attacks.
Larry, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm a lot of people here. There's 300 people here, and I need to see more of those people at Larry's live reading, where he admitted he might be wrong about Kobe's conquers Haki. You know what I'm saying?
I ain't see that.
Listen, I said that. I forgot what I said. I said it's possible. It could be possible.
You guys know what to do. Go to the live reading. It's at the very end. I'll timestamp before you leave a comment. RW.
You said you're gonna timestamp?
Yo, timestamp that. Timestamp that. Please do. Please do.
Troll, bro. Yo,
Par. Yo, all love, guys.
Par. By the way, when we reach our 100th episode, I was thinking about having you, Mosh, and Hidden. It's probably gonna be late May.
Oh, I could. Yeah, May is solid for me. I was thinking about coming up early May, so late May, running back. That's dope.
I was thinking just for the 100 stream, we'll have Lionel here too, and we'll just go all out.
Yo, we need a bigger round table.
What number are we at today?
Yeah, we're gonna have to just like squeeze in like sardines and just share mics.
Sounds good. As long as we got like a air conditioner, because it can get sweaty in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when Mosh comes in and tells us that current Zoro beats Garp.
Yo, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I forgot. Oh my god.
Yeah, he said that.
He's not gonna hear the end of that.
Bro. Oh my god.
Bro. Oh my god.
Oh man, One Piece is great.
But yeah, Par, you're amazing, man. Thank you for calling up.
You too, guys. Love the vibes. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Talk to you guys soon. See you guys soon.
Yeah. Tell Z I said peace. PC.
Yeah.
Peace.
I don't know if you guys can hear him.
Yeah, I can hear him.
We can hear him.
He's like, yo.
He's smiling.
He's like, yo, Garp is that dude, bro. All right. Oh man.
That was quick.
Yeah, that was a quick call. Hey, how's it going? My name is Larry from that One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Hi, my name is Drafter. What's up, Andrew? I was calling to ask, now that we have an idea of where a lot of the Blackbeard pirates are, I wanted to ask who you guys thought is on their way to Egghead.
That was the time thing I was trying to figure out.
Yeah. So
because we saw all of them in a flashback when Kobe was captured. But everybody now, we know that Vasco Shot is here still. We know Pizarro, Shiryu. Who else?
On Pirate Island.
Pirate Island right now. We know Blackbeard's there right now.
Wait, full lead? Blackbeard's not there.
No, so that was all flashback.
Yeah, Blackbeard's not there.
The only one we saw there was Vasco and Shiryu, who saw Garp.
Isn't Pizarro still there?
Yeah, Pizarro and San Juan Wolf.
And
So right now
the
four. All right, so like people were saying this, and Dak Sake, shout out Dak, was saying this in my stream. A few other people were too. The groups right now are split into, presumably, it's split into 3 groups of 4. Would be what's going on with the Blackbeard pirates. So on Pirate Island, with Garp and Kobe right now, we have Pizarro, we have Shiryu, we have Vasco Shot, and we have San Juan Wolf. That's the 4 on Pirate Island. On Fighting Law right now, with the whole Law skirmish, we have Blackbeard, we have Jesus Burgess, we have Van Augur, and we have who is the 4th one?
Q?
Q, yeah, Q's with them. So now that leaves us
Katarina Devon, Lafitte.
Katarina, Lafitte,
yeah.
Aokiji, and then the 10th Titanic Captain would be the Egghead crew. So the theory goes that right now, on the ship approaching Egghead would be presumably Aokiji, Katarina Devon and Lafitte if he's there with them on the ship. If not, there's other theories out there. I think it was Tainted Marth in the chat. He had the theory that Lafitte is Hattori.
Oh my god.
So like if Lafitte is on Egghead already, disguised as the bird, and then there's the 10th Titanic captain who's also currently on Egghead, and then Aokiji and Devon are coming to pick them up. And that's what they're pulling up for. And the 10th Titanic captain in this case, I would presume, would be Caribou, who's currently on the island with them. He has the ancient weapon information. They don't really know he's there. No one's been counting him in the trader discussions, right? Because he's there on the island with them right now, right? He's stowed away on the ship.
Yeah.
But he's been kind of like AWOL this whole arc. And whenever we've been talking about who's the trader, who's going around doing this and that, no one's really talking about Caribou. So that's going to be I think that's the big like twist where it's like, actually, no, the 10th Titanic captain's been here the whole time. We just came to scoop him. And it was Caribou.
He's been on Luffy's ship all this time. That's funny.
Yeah.
That was interesting.
Maybe changing their DDT vote after that.
Listen, Hidden would win MVP every DDT, I feel like.
Is there like a MVP vote?
Yeah, we have MVP vote at the
because the one that I was a part of, I don't remember that.
It's new.
It's a new thing.
What about you, man? What do you think?
Me?
Yeah.
So I think it's Aokiji, mostly because I'm working off the theory that when he gets to Egghead, he's trying to prevent an Ohara. I do think that he's a sword agent. I don't know if this would cause him to blow his cover or he's trying to just like use the manpower from Blackbeard's crew to fight against who he thinks is like the bad part of the Marines, with the CP agents over there that maybe he doesn't get along with the Buster Call being called on Egghead, because we know that he wasn't exactly like on board with the massacre of Ohara and it had mixed emotions. But yeah, that's my theory on that.
All right. Yeah, I think we all fall in line with what Hidden said too.
Yeah.
So
I just hope it's not. I've been saying it. I hope it's not Law, but I have a feeling it might be like him after he lost. This is him like in a way
escaping.
Yeah, escaping. I wouldn't like it, but I can see it. It kind of happening too.
I don't like the idea of Law running to Luffy, man.
Same. That's what I was saying. But then it was more like I don't think he would know that Luffy's on Egghead. It was just like he just ran to the nearest island. So and then Luffy happened to be there.
Yeah. So. But thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Of course. Have a good one.
Thanks, dude.
Love the stream. See you guys at the next DDT.
All right. See you then.
Sure.
Thank you.
Man, pull up.
Damn. We get no breaks, bro. You're gonna be answering calls nonstop.
And they're right after each other too.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Howdy there, it's Chris, the mod from the Discord.
Hey! What's up, Chris? Oh, man, Chris, what's up?
Mr. Audible Chocolate himself. Hello. Long time no talk, bro.
Yeah, I've been trying to call in every now and then, but, lines get a little busy, so.
What's up, man?
Hey, it's going pretty well, just sitting here enjoying the stream. Obviously, shout out to everyone, and, make sure to drop a like on the video.
Oh,
yes,
thank you.
Thank you, man.
Talk to us, Chris.
All right, so I have a question from a while ago that I asked in the Discord, but I don't think I got any of your opinions on it. Why are the different Vegapunks so worried over / scared of dying and even seeing the others die when we were already introduced to the concept that as long as they can be repaired mechanically, they'll be up and running no problem? Why are we, as the viewers and the readers, worried about it? In chapter 1073, we saw Lilith shed actual tears and form a trail of snot out of worry over Edison almost dying at the hands of Seraphim, and this is after we see Atlas be repaired after being dismantled by Lucci. I think something is even on the level of York. Something else is going down here.
Interesting. That's a really good point. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, the only thing I could think of off the top of my head, like immediately, would be like maybe when they get repaired, it's not the same. Like if they have to get like re-repaired or like rebuilt, it's not the same one. Like it wouldn't be the same Edison. Like it would be like almost like a factory reset or something. Not that we've seen an example of that, but like that's the only reason I could see them fearing dying in that case, because they would die. They'd still be able to get rebuilt and stuff, but maybe something would be different.
So I have a relatively simple answer to it, actually.
Sure.
One is it's human nature still. Like Vegapunks have shown that they are still relatively human in the way that they act and think and conduct themselves. And two, they are intelligent to the point where they know that the world government is probably going to wipe this island. Maybe the island is what's needed, or what the equipment in the lab and the factory is what's needed to replicate or recreate or fix up Atlas or the other seraphims in that way. And if the fear that they're having is that, okay, we're being targeted now. If we die now, we won't be able to recreate this person, this version of myself. It's just going to be over. I won't have the resources to build another Atlas, another Shaka, another Lilith, etc. So to me, maybe that's too simple-minded in my thinking, but if you don't have the lab,
that makes sense.
How are you going to build them back?
That makes sense. The lab's getting destroyed right now.
Right.
That makes sense.
So,
yeah.
I was also thinking, for example, like Vegapunk said, they split up part of his like personality, but also, I'm not saying part of his brain, but like, if they die, what if that's a piece of Vegapunk dying? Because he said it explained to each one. He said each of them are a complete copy of one aspect of me. You know, if one dies, what if that's like killing off? Yeah, he has a big brain, so he probably has more pieces of it. But like, what if that's a piece of Vegapunk dying each time? You know, because he cut off his brain in half, and he said each one is a complete copy of that. So I'm not saying that copy completely dies, but it's like you said, it's something more to it where like you're losing a piece of yourself, like, you know. So I wonder if that plays a part into it, because all these satellites or these copies, they mean something, a part of Vegapunk's personality and who he is. So when dies, there's no way there's no loss to that. There has to be a loss, you know.
Yeah. I've just always thought that, like, since they take from Vegapunk's nature and personality, all of them have the same type of, like, I wouldn't say fears or thoughts and stuff like that, but they just carry human emotions. And it's, you know, part of our human nature to think, you know, when there's danger around, we got to protect ourselves, you know, or if something we lose, we start crying because we care about it. I think that overall they're just scared to die, even though they're not really dying. I always bring it back to like the Marvel movie, the Eternals, how they're like made a part of this factory and they don't know they're robots, but they're built as robots. So they're just going to have like all these human emotions, even though they're just like synthetic beings. That's how I think about it. But what about you, Chris?
Actually, some very good points. A lot of what you guys have said was stuff that was brought up when I posed the question originally. My idea was that there were two possible paths that I came up with, which were Oda was using it to humanize all of the Vegapunks so that every single one has like more value than we give them already.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's, you know, these are all Vegapunk, so it is like each of them are very important, but making them human is another big step in making us care for each of these characters. And I also thought that maybe this might just be a way for him to kill someone off and have it be suspense for us, you know, et cetera, et cetera. But that gets into a little bit of fake out death territory, and I'm not sure how much I like that, so.
You know, it makes me ask the question, if there is something deeper to it, you know, maybe there is, maybe there isn't, maybe it's a really simple thing. But like, you know, Seb said, you know, you gave pretty good reasoning as to why they could be afraid of it, and Chris, you're also right about that. I think, you know, it's hard to humanize, or it's hard to really feel for or relate to robots, because we just know they're a bunch of parts and machinery, and then they can just be rebuilt, and we have the same, you know, they can be brought back from the dead, is what the thing, and they can also be clones. So like robots don't have that same narrative weight. But that being said, let's say that none of that is actually what the explanation is. Maybe there's something deeper to it. Could be related, in my opinion, to the will of D, because we have a group of people who in the story explicitly have been shown at the moment of death to not be afraid of it, to embrace it, and to smile in the face of it. So, you know, this could connect to the different parts of Vegapunk's personality that were split into. There's a super big stretch. I'm just going to preface that by saying this, but, you know, you have all these different parts of Vegapunk's personality making up each of these robots, and the one that betrayed the group was the one that had the personality of greed or desire. So like I don't know, maybe the will of D is the will of desire, because like desire creates, you know, all things. It created the devil fruits, and that's what Vegapunk said, right? Like devil fruits were born out of the desires of people to become a certain way, and York betrayed the group out of a desire to become a celestial dragon or something. So maybe there's something about the nature of desire and the will of D, and maybe like what it is to like be alive or to like fear death, or like those could all be connected, and those might tie in to these, you know, these 6 Vegapunk robots. Like I said, big stretch. The other explanations are probably more likely, but if I want to add something to the pile, that's what I would add there.
Yeah.
So this is One Piece, bro. It's not off the table.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
But Chris, thank you for the question, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, thanks for having me
Chris.
on. You know.
And Chris, you two, are you partaking in the mod stream this Thursday?
I'll do my best to show up. You know.
All right.
All right, Chris.
I expect a W from you.
Because last time you failed
Maybe
me.
this time.
You failed Larry very badly.
The most knowledgeable mod, and all of a sudden he just loses like 0 to 13. Dude knows every other question though. But thanks, Chris. I'll talk to you later, man.
Appreciate you calling.
Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Listen, guys, if you guys are calling and it's just so many people calling in right now. So you have to realize that. Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Hey, what's going on, Larry? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Larry, my name is O. I just want to say, first of all, that I love your podcast, but I want to say this. Garp is on fraud watch after that chapter. Just hear me out, please.
Oh my God. How is this still happening?
What?
How is this still happening?
Bro. Please, just listen. Look, you guys keep saying he has other stuff in the bag. I promise you this. That's his best move. He's old, he's washed up, and Blackbeard is going to literally kill him. Mark my words, bro. I promise you this. He's done. Garp is finished. He's finished, bro.
I love that.
That was not impressive. Galaxy Impact. We've seen Buster calls back in India's lobby. It's nothing, bro. We've seen islands get destroyed all the time, bro. I promise you it's nothing, bro. That attack was weak. That's the best that's after all this time, all that build up. That's the best we got from Garp. Come on, bro.
That was an introduction, man.
Bro,
he walked in and did a Buster call with one hand. That's like the craziest. That's like one of the craziest things we've seen.
Bro, we've seen Whitebeard cause earthquakes.
Yeah, but he had a devil fruit doing that.
Haki's stronger than devil fruit though. Like you should be able to do more with your Haki, especially if you're on Roger's level. Like, come on, bro. Like you're over here doing like mid things for your level. Like, okay, if Luffy did that, or if someone from that generation did that, that makes sense. But Garp, bro, Oda is setting us up. He wants to make us think that Garp is this big force. I promise you, Blackbeard will murder him. Mark my words, bro. I promise.
He ran away from Rayleigh like 3 chapters ago.
Bro, listen. Oda is setting up Blackbeard for something huge. Look, just mark my words. Look, I'm speaking nonsense, but just mark my words, bro. When it happens, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna call back in. All right. That's all I wanted to say, bro. Like, Garp is a fraud. He's gonna get exposed. He's going to die literally. He's going to literally die. That's all I want to say.
But you're not gonna chalk up his old age or nothing right now, and this is like literally an introduction to his attack.
That's exactly why he's going to die, bro.
That doesn't make him a fraud.
But, that doesn't make him a fraud, though. He's way past his prime. That doesn't make him a fraud.
Roger died. Is he a fraud?
Yeah, apparently
death.
He died. Roger died to 2 no-name Marines. Is he a fraud?
Bro, say that again?
Roger died to 2 no-name Marines with spears. Is he a fraud?
Listen. Roger gave himself up. That's different. Garp is still Garp still got that mindset like he's in the streets, like he's really about it. He's not about it.
He's not about it? He just pulled up the guy. What do you mean?
That's funny. Look, I don't agree, man, but you're funny. I love it.
But he's gonna get killed because he's too reckless. He needs to sit down. He's way past his prime. That's his best move. That's the only thing he has in his book. I promise you that, bro. Blackbeard will kill him. Blackbeard is in his prime. Blackbeard is on the come up. Blackbeard is the next Rocks. I promise you that. That's all I want to say, bro. Like, other than that, bro, your show is crazy. I love it, and I'm gonna just call in after Blackbeard kills Garp. That's what I'm gonna do.
Listen,
I respect that.
I want to say thank you for loving our show, but you need a banana, bro. You need to eat one right now. You need a full bottle of water. You need to just chug it. Just get your potassium up, bro, because this sounds crazy.
All right, bro. All right, I'm gonna eat that banana.
Yo, thank you, man.
Right,
thank you, bro. Talk to you later.
Yep, bye.
Oh my God,
I can't believe after the last Garp is a fraud call that we really got another one.
I lost more hair.
That was great.
Hey, what's going on? This is Larry from That One Piece Talk. Who are you and how are you?
Oh my God, I got through. I'm Jim. I'm the guy who was Discording you earlier.
Hey, what's going on, man? How's it going?
Oh, I'm great. Oh, you've made my entire night. It's like it's 1 o'clock in the morning here.
Thank you for calling. Thank you for staying up.
Anyway, I'm about to blow your minds.
Okay.
Yeah? So, reason Blackbeard, first thing he did after the Warlords got abolished, first thing he did, couldn't have gone after ancient weapons, could have done any of that, but he went straight for Boa. And it's because if he gets Boa's Devil Fruit, that's the last thing he needs. That's the last piece of his plan. Because, so let's say Blackbeard's dreams come true and he becomes ruler of the world, king of the world like Rox wanted to. Yeah? The one thing, like everyone else has to worry about when you're a tyrant, is revolution. That's why the Revolutionary Army exists now. So if Blackbeard kills somebody who's got a really powerful devil fruit, one day that devil fruit reincarnates, someone else could become strong and use it to take him out. But if he turns somebody to stone, that devil fruit never reincarnates anywhere. That's gone. It's off the table forever. If he goes around and takes out all the devil fruit users he needs to, that's it. That's his end game.
Okay.
I love
He
that.
no longer has to worry about anyone else.
I love that.
That's a pretty great idea.
That is such a non-conqueror thing to do.
My number one.
Exactly, that's it. He's a coward. The reason as well, he was willing to sacrifice 2 of his Titanic captains just for the opportunity to take out Boa. Just the opportunity. Not even a guarantee. It wasn't a slam dunk because Rayleigh turned up.
Yeah.
But that's it. He gets hold of that devil fruit, and we don't know for fact that you need to be attractive or whatever in order for the devil fruit to work, because
that's true.
Devil fruit, just by physical contact, it still turns someone to stone bit by bit. And like I said, that's all he needs. Then he never has to worry about a revolutionary army. The only thing he ever has to worry about is powerful Haki users. And if he's the only person, let's say it's just him, let's say he wastes his entire crew and he just wants to be the only devil fruit user there is, that's a massive advantage against anyone he comes up with.
The only question that I would ask then in response to that is if her devil fruit had that property and that could be abused for that purpose, why hasn't the world government placed more emphasis on getting Boa, under control? I mean, I guess they did with her being a warlord.
It's the same reason they didn't do anything about Luffy. They knew he had the Nico fruit. They've known since the very beginning.
That's a good point.
They didn't go after him.
They stupid.
He came prepared. I know that was the only thing. That was the only thing I had ready. No, that made sense. That makes sense to me. Okay. All right. I'm with you.
If I was being really out there, I would say that it's a mythical Zoan as well, maybe like a Gorgon. That way, a lot of people want him to have 3 different types of devil fruit: Logia, Paramecia, etc. So let's say it's that. He knows every devil fruit there is from reading the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia. Let's say he knows that anyway. He could go straight after and do it that way. At least that way as well, the Celestial Dragons, at least they're not crazy stupid because they thought they were just giving out 3 Zoans to the sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, they're legit, bro.
Yo, honestly,
that's
it's interesting
legit.
too.
I like that.
To add to it, you know how Blackbeard's searching out notable abilities? So to prove that theory, like, all right, now he's searching out ones that he likes. So when he gets Boas and he starts stoning people, he already has the ones that he wanted collected with his crew. So he doesn't worry about any others.
Just a collection of fruits.
Yeah. And then also too,
he could even turn the physical fruits to stone themselves. If he doesn't just find the user, he can just turn the fruit itself to stone. It's still off the table.
I would say the number one pushback is the fact that Haki reigns supreme. So no matter what.
Oh, 100%.
He'd still be wrong, but Blackbeard would still think
devil fruit
he
is
was
still a
right.
massive weapon in the power of someone that's got powerful Haki as well.
Hold on, say that all over again.
So a devil fruit is still a huge weapon. Even if you just look at it as a physical weapon, a manifestation of something, if you put that with a really powerful Haki user, it's just an advantage that Blackbeard doesn't want them to have.
Yeah. Yeah, it made Whitebeard, not to say it made him, but it led to part of Whitebeard being the strongest man in the world because you could destroy the world. Whitebeard's already 100%. A ridiculously strong person, like top show.
You know what would be even crazier? So you know like how Enel used the devil fruit to extend his mantra? Blackbeard could probably use the vibrational fruit, which is the earthquake fruit, to send the vibrations of the meta across the world.
And stone the world?
And stone everybody.
Jeez,
it's like the Tsukiyomi of like earthquakes.
I could see him legit like trying to petrify like a whole city of people and then just like earthquake in the city to like, break all the stones. Like, to break them all. Like that would be like a pretty.
But then if there's a devil fruit user there, does that person? So when they turn somebody to stone, if you break the stone, does that then count as the person being dead?
Yes,
Maybe I don't really know, but
they do
die.
die.
The point is he could just leave them there as statues.
Yeah. They do die if they get broken while they're in statue form. But what you're saying makes sense where if they get petrified but they're not shattered, they wouldn't be dead, so their devil fruit wouldn't go anywhere. And they wouldn't be able to go anywhere because they're in a statue. Because we saw, a bunch of people Boa turned to stone and then she unstoned them. So, like, until they're shattered into a bunch of pieces, they're fine. They're just stuck. So, like, that makes sense. That does make a lot of sense to me. That makes more sense than any other idea I could think of for why he wants Boa.
Well, your theory definitely did blow their minds.
Yeah, it did, bro.
There you go. That's all I'm after.
But we gotta end the show. But I just wanted to say thank you, man, for staying up and thank you for calling seriously and give us some of your thoughts.
I will be watching you guys every Monday.
Yes,
hey,
thank you, appreciate that.
My pleasure.
Yeah, have a good night.
Thanks for your theory.
And you, take care.
Thanks for your theory. Have a good night.
All right, you get.
Bye.
And the calls now, just because it's the end of the show. Quick super chats, and then we're gonna have to end the show, guys.
Yeah, we did get a $5 super chat from Terrible TJ. It says, like the Sharingan, do you think the three-eyed tribe's third eye can be extracted and implanted for its use of the ability? Would Blackbeard take the third eye?
Vegapunk would have to do it. Don't know if Blackbeard would have the facilities for that, big man.
Yeah, same.
All right, we got another $2 from XD Charlotte. It says, this caller is smoking gas, not gonna lie. That was the Garp is a fraud caller.
Yeah, that's crazy. That one's blown up on TikTok. Right? The last one did.
And then we got another one from Terrence Matthews, $10. It says, I think that Vasco Shot is a drunken fist user and his opponent will be Sanji. Martial artist versus martial artist, plus alcohol is flammable, and Vasco is a predator and Sanji is chivalrous.
You could have said they're both predators.
You could have said they were both predators.
that would have been perfectly fine. You could have just said that.
Yeah, if you guys watch the Z movie, check it out.
It's not
they're both of them.
But that's actually a good point with the martial arts and what he said. Good take.
But that was all it?
That was it.
All right, everybody. Listen, thank you so much for joining our show. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for calling in. Listen, again, when there's a lot of people calling in, you got to think about it. It's not going to funnel through well. You're probably going to get some error messages sometimes. Like, there's so many people now. It's going to continue to be that way. And unfortunately, we can't do anything until, obviously, we get more space for you to call, if that makes sense. But Hidden, I want to thank you, especially for just being here with us. Having you here means a lot.
Thank you.
I really want more of it if possible. And you know how much of a huge fan we are of you. So
thank you, man.
Please tell people where they can find you. Also, we have him in the video description below. But
yeah, all my links are in the description, but you guys can find me on YouTube, The Hidden Island. It'll be the first thing that comes up. On Twitter, I'm on there as Hidden too. My ad is at The Hidden Island, except the I in Island is an L because someone already took the one with the I. So that's where you can find me. I do streams multiple days a week. I got theories and analysis videos coming. If you've never watched my channel, I do those types of videos and other funny stuff. And yeah, I got this break week, I'm putting out we had a donation goal on my stream last month to get me to do a One Piece rap. And we met the goal. I'm working on. I have 2 pages of lyrics that I'm going to be. This week is what I'm saying. Without saying when exactly, the break week is going to be the drop of the rap. And since we're at the end of the stream, I'm going to just sneak this in there. Okay, You're not going to have time to rebut this. I'm just going to sneak it in there. It's not J. Cole is not Shanks. J. Cole is not Shanks, and who it is, I'll tell you right now. It's Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne is Shanks, and the reason is that Lil Wayne was the king of the game for a period of time. Whether or not you agree or disagree, he was the most popular rapper in the world pretty much for a period of time, and that was the period in between Tupac and in between Kendrick. And Kendrick took direct inspiration from Tupac and Lil Wayne, and Lil Wayne is in my opinion Shanks, and Kendrick would then be Luffy. And I think that's the way I change the list around. And J. Cole, where does J. Cole go? I don't know. You can make him Bartolomeo. You can throw him on the list. I don't know. Some other corny.
Oh my God.
Some corny character. I'm sorry. Look,
we gonna fight outside, bro. You gonna have to see me.
All right. Anyway, other than that, thank you everybody once again. We have a lot of things coming up. Check out the DDT this Wednesday, Mod Night this Thursday, and then Apex Tournament this Sunday to win $200 in cash prize. So thank you so much to everybody. Much love to you. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Seb.
Hidden.
And this is that One Piece talk. Jana, guys. Bye-bye.
Jana.
Oh my God.
You gotta do the outro, dog. The outro. This episode is sponsored by Better. Yeah. Did it just end?
I don't know.
Is it still going?
Hello, guys.
What?
No, just end it. Just do the outro.
This is the outro, the hidden version.
That's cool.
Oh, we missed the super.
Oh man.
One more thing. I think we missed it. Also, is it still going?
I don't know. Are we? Can't tell.
Wait. Looks like it ended on here.
On here?
It looks like it ended here.
Still live?